Go for Thursday night's live Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. We are here and we are about to start selling some fantastic records, hopefully to you that are watching all across the United States and parts of Europe. Now we just need South America to come through. Where are you, South America? All right, let me get this shared everywhere. We've got a fantastic selection of records for you tonight. It is almost overwhelming for me, just getting all this priced and double checked and gone through. It's one of these fantastic, great shows. We're going to be nonstop, record after record, premium stuff, vintage stuff, clean stuff, new stuff. It's going to be good stuff, and that's what we're doing. Let me get this shared in all the proper outlets. I've got the link copied. Let me get over here to the CollectCo page and start sharing. You could do the same for us when you're watching on Facebook. There's a share button. Hit that as hard as you can with your finger. Press it or click it and share that all over anywhere. Let me get this to the right place over here. Let's see here. Let's go view post. Let me get this shared there. And now over to Instagram, which means we're also streaming live on YouTube. There we are, live on YouTube right there. Let me click share, copy link, and then I'm going to go over here to Instagram, which I hope you are following us on Instagram. We do have an Instagram. You can get notifications there as well. We're going to go, I'm not going to go live. I'm going to go to our story, and I'm going to post a hot picture in our story with a link to our YouTube, and it's going to say live now, or that says link now. Whoops, let me delete that. It's supposed to say live now, not link now. Link now works too, but live now, I think people understand what's going on. Well, I closed out of it. So yeah, you can watch on YouTube. Some people think it's faster on there some nights. Some nights it's not. It just kind of depends. So let me know where you're watching from. That's always fun. Go ahead and get some comments rolling. Comment where you're watching from, whether it's here in Tennessee, New York, California, anywhere. Let's see where everybody's watching from. I'm going to go ahead and get started right away, showing you some new vinyl though. Here's how everything works. Right now it's just me. I'm waiting on Seth to get here. Tanner is remote tonight. So it may be a little odd how I tag some stuff. Actually, we're actually not going to tag. We're going to just, I'm going to set them off to the side and keep them in order, and then we're probably going to rewatch this stream and try to tag later. So when I'm showing new arrivals here in a minute, I'm literally going to read. I'm going to show new arrivals here in a minute and literally read directly from the group post. So I'm waiting on help to get here. I said, man, we can't miss a sale. We definitely can't miss a sale, and we're not going to start late. It's too big of a night. So it's just me right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our group post because we've got lots of pre-orders in, and I'm just going to read those live. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 8 crates of new vinyl. A lot of that's pre-sold because the Soundgardens are in. The new Dave Matthews Band album is in. The new Weird Al soundtrack is in. The new restock of Black Sabbath is in. So lots of stuff to show. Let me go ahead and grab this first crate, which has the Weird Al soundtracks, Soundgarden, and a couple new restocks. That way I can go ahead and be showing you some stuff. I also need to bring over my laptop, which has waiting list. It's going to be kind of complex how I start this at first. But we got waiting list, we got pre-orders, and then after I go through a couple crates of new vinyl, we'll start, after I go through a couple crates of new vinyl, we will go ahead and start some auctions, which that's what the thumbnail was. I've got Leonard Skinner, I got near mint copies of The Animals, I got some Simple Minds albums, some stuff we don't see too often. So let me pull up our waiting list here, because I know we had a waiting list for Funkadelic. And I'll go ahead and pull some of this stuff, literally, like I said, just like we would do before the show starts, but we're going to do it here live. And let me pull a very popular release for this week. which was Soundgarden. And I'm going to read everybody who got a copy of that. I'm going to make sure they're all pulled, and then we'll go from there. So, all right, let me find that Soundgarden post. So yeah, just by myself right now, but I think I've got this figured out how I can do it. So when they go back and rewatch the feed, it will be easy for them to find these. So, all right, let me find somewhere over here. I've got almost a whole crate full of these things. Let me see if I can find that, because I think I've already got like 26 of them pre-sold. And I think that's what's right here. So yeah, and these are all the new Def Leppard albums in, the new Soundgarden album is in, the new Ghost album is in, the new restock of Soundgarden A-Sides, which is a big deal because it's a greatest hits album. So let me do that right now. Okay, so the first big thing to show you right now, I'm going to read everybody who's already got one, and that was this right here. If you want one, go ahead and comment live, but this is Soundgarden A-Sides. They're $38.99. It's a 2LP greatest hits from Soundgarden. If you didn't know we had those back in stock, we do. And that's Soundgarden, the A-Sides, $38.99. I've already got one pulled aside for the following people. This was on the pre-sale. There's one for Greg Rogers. There's one for Michael O'Brien, one for Corey Wade, one for Mike Massey, one for John Ambrosic, Dwayne Sevilla, and Dale Shannon. I'm not done. That was the first batch of them. Dale Shannon was the last name I read off. I've got some more. I've got to keep one because this is absolutely fantastic stuff here. There was Dale Shannon. We got Christina Sotar. These are all pre-commitments from our group. I'm reading that off of the group post there. There was Christina Sotar. We have Jerry Stone, Sean Crupper, James Rayner, Jeffrey Walker. Those are all sold. Next is going to be Darren Wortman. Let me grab another handful. Next is going to be Darren Wortman. So there is Darren's. And then after Darren, we had John Miller. We had Matthew Christ, claim one. Ron Duffield, John Sheehan, Gary Samuels. There's another stack going out the door. I'm not done. Gary Samuels was that last name I read off. There's Gary Samuels. And then we had Todd Tipton. We've got Randy Scarborough, Michael Dwayne Cornett II, Calvin Ward, Eric Beck. We're getting there. Almost another handful. There was Eric Beck, and then we got U.J. Miller claimed one live. Tanner commented, U.J. Miller claimed one via live sale. There's one for U.J. Miller. There's one for Nick Poulin, and there's one for James Bragg. Now, I can start tagging everybody that's live. That was everybody who pre-claimed one from the group post. James Bragg was the last one. That means those are all sold from the group post. And here's who's claimed one live, which is Jason Kenton. And if you're just hopping on, you're like, what the heck's going on? We're selling Soundgarden. This is the A-Sides, a greatest hits comp, Burden in My Hand. I see Rusty Cage. I see Outshined. I Tried to Live, Spoon Man, Black Hole Sun. They're all on there. There's Jason Kenton's. We have Retro Class Entertainment. That's Rydell Martin. Chris D. Lorenzo. There's 3. And Paul Brothers wants one. So does Marty Ellis. So does Jeffrey Dunavant. And Scotty Hops. And I think I've got more, but Scotty Hops was that last name, and that was the last one in the crate. Those are all live claims. Let me put those in a different crate. This whole crate here is pre-sold from the group post, and this will start a crate of everybody who's claimed one live. All right, we're going to tag these later, but I know all those are sold. Last comment I seen was Scotty Hops. Okay, this was a restock. I'm going to check my spreadsheet right quick. I didn't think we have a waiting list. I think we sold out the exact amount last week. So this is Taylor Swift 1989. Taylor Swift 1989. Let me check, make sure nobody was on a waiting list. I'm going to search Swift, and we have no waiting list with the word Swift in it. So this is a restock. This has been out of print for a while. It's actually a pricey album because it's an import only. This is a U.S. press, just $29.99 for Taylor Swift 1989. I've got 5 of them. Let me see if I got any more Soundgardens, because I just seen a comment come in through Soundgarden. That's all Def Leppards and Ghosts. Those are Black Sabbaths and Weird Al's. That's our music on vinyl. You know what? I think we're fresh out of Soundgarden, so we'll have to take a waiting list, and I didn't even get to keep one myself, but I had a feeling that was going to happen. I think I had 40 of those come in, and I think we have sold all 40. So we'll take a waiting list for Soundgarden. Brian Dismore, you'll be first. And these are sold to Patrick Carter on Taylor Swift. Michael McDowell got a Taylor Swift. Stacy Brown on Taylor Swift 1989. And Alan Case. I've got 4 of those sold. I've got one left. Taylor Swift 1989. That has Shake It Off on it. Who doesn't like that? All right, what's next? I think this is a restock of Morgan Wallen. It is. Taylor Swift and Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen, If I Know Me, that is $29.99. Let me see if I got any waiting list for Morgan Wallen. I don't think I do. We've got no waiting list, so there's Morgan Wallen, $29.99. $29.99. First one to claim the last one was Retro Class Entertainment. That is Rydell Martin. So Rydell, I've got you down for Taylor Swift, 1989, and Rebecca Barber, you will be first on the waiting list. You'll be first person. If anybody else wants on a Soundgarden or Taylor Swift waiting list, let me know. There's Morgan Wallen. Those are $29.99. And I'm going to go ahead and get our first auction started. I've pulled some stuff here that John had priced, and I was like, man, this is some nice looking stuff. This is a gatefold. First MCA press, not the first press of the album. That came out on a Sounds of the South label. But take a look at this. The first MCA release, Black Label Rainbow, and the vinyl is near mint. These are getting harder and harder to find in this condition, believe me. Very nice gatefold, first MCA press, 1970. It's still a 1973 release. Original year it came out. $35 start. That's pronounced Leonard Skinnard. Pronounced Leonard Skinnard. That is up for auction. We'll keep that one rolling first. Let's see here. Rebecca on the Taylor Swift. We got Robert Johnson on Morgan Wallen. Robert Johnson on Morgan Wallen. And if anybody else wants one of those, let me know. Okay, David Kaufman, I have you at 35 on something. Maybe Leonard Skinnard. Michael McDowell bid 38. Okay, hey, I found more Soundgardens. Look what I found. There's more in this bin. So let's go ahead and pull one for Brian Dismore. Brian, let me pull you a Soundgarden. And now there may be some people who didn't want on a waiting list. If you want to claim one live, there's more. $38.99 for Soundgarden. David Sweevil also wants one. I need to pull one for myself, but if we sell out, that's okay. There's one for David Sweevil, and I've got 2, 4, 5 left. I've got 5 Soundgardens left. A-sides. Now, I'm pretty sure we got a waiting list for this. We have Funkadelic's Greatest Hits. Funkadelic's Greatest Hits. Let me search that on my spreadsheet for waiting list. I left out the K. I put Funkadelic. Funkadelic Greatest Hits. I got 3 people on a waiting list. Let's see. Dennis Dunlap also wants a Soundgarden. Paul Beal also wants a Soundgarden. Now there's 3 left. Soundgarden and Soundgarden. So those are sold and sold. That was Dennis and Paul. We got Andy Wade on one. Now there's 2 left. Now there's 2 left. And the waiting list for Funkadelic was Fred Carnell, Jason Kenton, and David Schroeder. Fred Carnell, Jason Kenton, and David Schroeder. So those are already pre-sold. I'm going to go ahead and lay those right over here. That was Funkadelic's Greatest Hits. That was Fred Carnell, Jason Kenton, and David Schroeder. I've got 2 left on Funkadelic's Greatest Hits. Brian Hummel wants one, and so does George Ellis. Those are $29.99. I don't have any more. But we can take a waiting list for the 3rd time if anybody's interested. George Ellis and Brian Hummel got those 2. Now, a recap for our first bin of new vinyl. Not before I update you on this super duper nice copy of Pronounced Leonard Skinnard. It is a 73 MCA press. High bid is with Michael McDowell at 50. The only thing left after all that, we got 4 Morgan Wallens, If I Know Me. I got 4 left, $29.99, and 2, technically 1 Soundgarden. I don't think I have this, which is incredible if I don't. But, I mean, I have all their albums. I don't have many OGs. I think I got 1 OG copy of Ultra Mega, okay? No. I don't have much OG Soundgarden either. But that's, I guess if you don't want to listen to a full studio album, that would be what you would want to put on. 2 of those left. All right, let me go grab another crate. We'll do some vintage in just a second. I want to do at least one more crate of new vinyl. Seth just got here. I've been by myself since I started, but we'll have to let him get into place. So it's a little bit easier for me to do new vinyl right now. Let me do this crate. It's only a couple titles in here. One of them's a restock. It's a new reissue, Sabbath, as a U.S. press. David Kaufman, by the way, is at 51 on Leonard Skinner. I haven't seen this version, and I think it's a really good sounding one in print, and you'll be able to tell from the hop sticker what I'm talking about. This is Black Sabbath, self-titled, this 2012 remaster, $33.99. $33.99. Black Sabbath, that's a gatefold, 2012 remaster, $33.99. So if y'all remember, we had the Paranoids in with this kind of hop sticker. They were like purple and black. Last night we had Master of Reality. Tonight we've got self-titled, and I'll show volume 4 in here just a second. Those are $33.99. So David Kaufman's at 51 on Leonard Skinner. Michael's out, so that's going once, going twice. Peter Alderman, Funkadelic, was $29.99 if you want on the waiting list. $29.99. David Sweevil wants a Black Sabbath. That's so to David. We'll put that right over here. And does anybody else want one? I've got 4 left. 4 left on Black Sabbath. I believe this is a new release or a new reissue from Corrosion of Conformity. I don't know if it's a new album or a new reissue. America's Volume Dealer. That is $34.99. COC, Corrosion of Conformity. That's on clear with white swirl vinyl. Peter Alderman wants on the Funkadelic waiting list. We'll get you down on that. Clint Howard wants Black Sabbath. Clint Howard wants Black Sabbath. There's another one gone. And I've got 2 COCs now, all 3 COCs. I've only got 3 of those, and they're all sold. That's Corrosion of Conformity, America's Volume Dealer, clear with white swirl. We will need to take a waiting list for that. Bob, I've got you number 4 and Matt number 5. If y'all want on a waiting list, just please let me know. COCs are sold out. There's definitely a street date for tomorrow, but I only had 3 of them. Eric Fisher, George Ellis, and Kelly Cook. And Bob and Matt, if you want on that waiting list, just let me know. Be sure to let us know in the comments, because we'll probably go back through. We'll go back through and re-watch this part. So be sure to be very specific in the comments so Tanner can go back through and can double check all this. Leonard Skinner is a 1973 MCA press. This is from that second Wisconsin collection, which had amazing stuff. As you can see, the vinyl is near mint minus. Very nice jacket. Like I said, hard to get these in this condition now. We have David Kaufman at $51. That's going twice, going 3 times. That's a final call. That's our first auction of the night. And we've got Paul Brothers wanting a Black Sabbath. Paul Brothers wanting a Black Sabbath. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Log in. Let's see here. I honestly don't know. Is it not saved anywhere? Let's see if we have it saved. Let's see here. Nope, not saved there. Let's see. I think it might be. Okay, let me get this signed in right quick. Give me 1 second. Lebanon. Here we go. Get Seth signed in so he can see comments. Seth, they're already over here roasting you. After what they've said about you, you might as well just go ahead and leave. Oh my gosh. Give me 1 second, everybody. You're late. They said you wasn't even any help when you get here. I mean, it's just one thing after another. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Seth said he could just turn around and leave. They said it's no good for you to be here anyway, so harsh. Yeah, very harsh. Make sure I got all this tapped in so I don't have to do it again. We definitely want to save that password because it's not really that big of a deal anyway. All right, Paul Gills at 55 on Leonard Skinner. Paul Gills at 55 on Leonard Skinner. What label is Sabbath? That's a 2012 remaster. Warner Brothers, that's all it says. 2012 remaster. Did Seth get a Soundgarden? No, he hasn't. Dennis Dunlap needs to put back Soundgarden. Not a great night to do that, but we'll take care of it later. Black Sabbath is $33.99. Here's a new release, Weird Al Yankovic Story. Weird Al Yankovic Story. That is a new release. Let me read off the pre-order for that. If anybody wants one live, let me find that. I can do that right over here. That is the Weird Al Story, and that is, boy, I posted that a long time ago. The Weird Al pre-order. Here's everybody who pre-ordered that. Let me get the comments sorted for that. This is $44.99. We have one for Greg Stone, Ryan Rice, Sean Fairweather, Jason Fornerat, Patrick Lear, Alan Totten, and Leslie Holt. I've got more, but for sure those are sold. That's the first 7. If anybody else wants one, let me know. I'm going to put these over here in a different bin. Dennis Dunlap needs to put back Soundgarden, so that means we've got 3 extra to sell, just so I can keep up with that in the back of my mind. And let me see if I can find the rest of the Weird Owls. That might be all that I had, or is there more over here? Yeah, there's a few more. I should have had 3 or 5 extra. I should have had 3 or 5 extra. It looks like here's the extra ones right here. Yep, looks like I got 3 extra to sell, and then we'll have to do a waiting list. Okay, so where are we at? David's out on Leonard Skinner. Thank you for letting us know, David. That means Paul Gill, you've got Leonard Skinner for 55. That's going twice, going 3 times. Autumn Betts wants a Weird Al. So does Kirk Fields. And I thought I saw somebody else. Maybe not. That is 1, 2. Those are both sold. Weird Al. Weird, the Al Yankovic Story. That's on pink vinyl. 46 tracks on pink vinyl. Now streaming free on the Roku channel. I've got one left. And the ones that claimed live was Kirk Fields and Autumn Betts. I've got one left of those. The only thing left in this bin is Weird Al and Black Sabbath. That's on pink vinyl. Black Sabbath, of course, is on black vinyl. I've also got this on purple and black vinyl. That's a 2012 remaster. Okay, let's do a bin of vintage now that Seth's here. We'll get 2 auctions started. First, we've got Leonard Skinner. That's sold to Mr. Paul Gill for $55. I'll let Seth tag that as record number 1 that we're actually putting a sticky note on. That's Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner. $55 to Paul Gill. Sean Weird Al was $44.99. 46 tracks. Okay, let me go ahead and pick out. Here's what I've got in my first auction stack before. Here's what I've got in my first auction stack before I get started on Japanese stuff. I've got the Smiths, Simple Minds, Midnight Oil on blue vinyl. Give Me Back My Bullets, OG in shrink wrap, Toto, Herbie Hancock, and sealed Sonny Boy Williamson. Let's do the Smiths and Leonard Skinner. We'll go ahead and do those 2. All right, so those are going to be some first auctions of the night. Show Elvis is back. David, that's in one of the bins. I can promise you it's more than $100. It's going to be a buy it now, but it's in one of the bins. I can promise you the price tag is north of $100, but it's in one of these bins. This is a near mint 87 club pressing. This is very nice, about a VG Plus cover. Does have a crease there, a little bit of shelf wear. The vinyl, though, is very, very nice. The Smiths, Strange Ways, Here We Come. 87 club, $55 start. That is up for auction. Next is a super, super nice copy. This is a super, super nice copy of Gimme Back My Bullets, Leonard Skinner. These are all, he'll rewatch all this. Don't worry about any of these. So we can just start over from here. We can just start live from here. Okay, Gimme Back My Bullets is a $35 start. That's a first MCA press. It's in partial shrink wrap. It's in partial shrink wrap. It's torn from this section. Very nice. That's a $35 start. That's our second and third auctions of the night. All right, let me grab a crate of new vintage stuff because we got some really nice stuff. And if you didn't hear already, we got some great new vinyl that's come in this week too. So, all right, let's go ahead and go through these. I've already pulled everything that I'm going to go to auction. Seth already trying to derail. Yeah. Stressful having Seth Yeah, that's right. Tennessee's favored down in Gainesville. Sometime in what? About the second week in September? Vols 7.5 point favorite over the Gators. Go ahead and expect a big L on your schedule. I got 10,000 on the Vols minus 7.5. The Buckinghams, kind of a drag. 1967 mono, $34.99. The Buckinghams, kind of a drag. 67 mono, $34.99. $34.99, the Buckinghams. Carrying on with Johnny Cash and June Carter, 1999. A 67 Pittman pressing. Wow, that's nice. Columbia 2i, that has Jackson on it. That's June and Johnny duets, 1999. Pat Benatar, Live from Earth, $14.99. Pat Benatar, Live from Earth, $14.99. Toto, the seventh one. Don't see that one too often. Good old Toto. Toto is $24.99. Let me update our auctions right quick. We got a $55 start we're looking for on the Smiths. Leonard Skinner is $35. We had Mike bid $35. Ed bid $35. Calvin bid $45. Lots of comments about the Florida Gators, and Walt Cruz wants Pat Benatar. Walt Cruz first on Pat Benatar. Rydell Martin first on Toto. That leaves Johnny Cash and the Buckingham. Somebody really needs to get that Johnny Cash. It is really, really nice. Let me move my laptop before we have a disaster that falls and shatters. Okay, Paul, we've already got a $45 bid on Skinnerd. The Doobie Brothers, Stampede, $14.99. And Kevin Boyer wants Kind of a Drag. Good decision there. That's an OG mono. Super, super nice too. And Paul Brothers wants Johnny Cash. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Squeeze, Argy Bargy. Squeeze is $24.99. Don't recall seeing that one too many times. Looks like it has the original inner sleeve. That is $24.99 for Squeeze, Argy Bargy. Joe Walsh, Got Any Gum? That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. Top copy. Joe Walsh, $19.99. Yes, the Smiths is an 87 club pressing. 87 club pressing, $55 start on that. Ed Nelson's at $50 on Leonard Skinner. Duke, Genesis, really nice copy. Everything tonight, mostly from that Wisconsin collection. Most of them should have original inner sleeves, near mint vinyl, really clean records. Genesis is $19.99. Russell S. first on Squeeze. Russell S. first on Squeeze. Thomas Dolby, The Flat Earth. Thomas Dolby is $19.99. And ELO, Secret Messages. The Electric Light Orchestra. Once again, original inner sleeve. Very, very nice, clean, near mint vinyl. $19.99. Robin Trower, In City Dreams, in shrink wrap. You're going to be hearing me say the two words, or I guess that's three words, in shrink wrap, probably a lot tonight. That's Robin Trower, $19.99. And Ronnie Spector, Unfinished Business, $19.99. If you're out on Leonard Skinner, please let me know, because Ed Nelson has this at $50. MCA, first press, shrink wrap, super clean. Ed's at $50. No bids yet on the Smiths. If it don't get a bid, we'll make it a buy it now for $55. Johnny Cash is Paul Beal or Paul Brothers. Paul Brothers got the Johnny Cash. Kevin Boyer got the Buckinghams. Naked Eyes, $19.99. Naked Eyes, full fuel for the fire. Naked Eyes is $19.99. Paul's out on Skinner. Mike's out on Skinner. We're about to wrap that one up then. And Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town. Darkness on the Edge of Town. Bruce Springsteen, $19.99. We got Paul on our way back from Kentucky right now. He's supposed to be here about 10:30. He was up in the northeastern part of Kentucky this morning looking through a collection. We had a feeling we wasn't going to buy it all. It's one of these people I call a record hoarder. There was this records all throughout their house. We kind of went up there with a mission to kind of pick through and pick out as much as we wanted to buy, which he was okay with. So Paul's got his car loaded down with vinyl right now. He's on his way back from Kentucky. He said he found some very interesting stuff. A couple Keith Whitleys. He got a Korean press of Abbey Road. A lot of Kiss albums, lots of Kiss albums. Classic rock in general. Aerosmith, Bon Jovi's. So that's coming back from Kentucky right now. We'll have those later this week. Craig, I ordered some Born in the USA last night. They'll be here next week. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, $34.99. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, $34.99. And The British Invasion, The History of British Rock, Volume 4, $19.99. That's a comp. The British Invasion, Volume 4, $14.99. Let's go ahead and sell Leonard Skinner to Ed Nelson for $50. And if anybody wants the Smiths, get ready for Buy It Nows to come in. The Smiths is a $55 Buy It Now. $55 Buy It Now on the Smiths. Strange Ways, here we come. That's a Buy It Now. Laverne Baker sings Bessie Smith, Gold Stamp promo, $24.99. Laverne Baker sings Bessie Smith. And Johnny Cash, The Baron. Johnny Cash, The Baron, $19.99. Super nice, clean vinyl on that. And The Police, Zenyatta Mundata, $24.99 on the Popo. Original inner sleeve, $24.99. Super nice vinyl. And John Mellencamp, The Lonesome Jubilee, that's also $19.99. All right, let's see here. We've got, let's see, Patrick Lear first on The Police. Brian C. was second. And we've got, here's The British Invasion. The British Invasion, The History of British Rock, Volume 4, Carol. Hall & Oates, H2O, that's in shrink wrap. It's got part of a hop sticker on the back. That's $19.99. And REO Speedwagon, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. This is $19.99. I'll pay $45 for the Smiths. Well, I had it marked $74.99, so I think I'm going to stay right now at $55. And Colin, if it don't sell tonight or tomorrow, I'll see how 45's looking. But right now, $55 on that. Mela Yellow, Donovan, it's in shrink wrap. It's a Columbia reissue on that label, but it's near mint in shrink wrap. Mela Yellow by Donovan. Check Messenger, interested. Okay, Tanner's handling all the messages. I hadn't looked at messages in probably a month. I hadn't even really looked at a lot of my own personal messages. REO Speedwagon sold to Gary Samuels. Donovan was $14.99, but that's who we're looking to hire, somebody who can handle our messages. It's literally a full-time position. You'll be doing something for Collectco 6 or 7 days a week. That's why it's really going to be hard for us to find the right person. If you want to work here, I work 7 days a week, but I don't expect people I hire to work 7 days a week. I wouldn't have too many employees. Most everybody here works 5 or 6 days a week. But we're looking for somebody who's pretty dedicated to handle our invoicing, taxes, and messages, and emails, and phone calls, and appointments. Like you'll probably be scheduling stuff for me, scheduling stuff for these buys and leads we get in. So you have to come here to the office too. We've had about 35 people ask could they do it remote. And I said, no, you have to show up here at the office every day. At least for 5 of those days, but the other days you'll probably be doing, heck, you might wake up in the morning from home and start replying to messages. It's that kind of busy of a job. All right, so Gary Samuels got REO. Colin Butler wants Donovan, and Brandon knows for sure. I never check I can't. We wouldn't be able to have sales if I tried to reply to messages. That's why I've got to hire somebody too. So the Smiths, looking for a $55 Buy It Now. I'm going to set that right over here. It's enough for Tanner to try to work here and tag records and then keep up with messages too. So it's literally going to have to be whoever does this, they're going to be replying to a lot of messages. It's going to be fun though. I promise. Working here is very fun, but I'm kind of demanding. Everybody enjoys working here, but like I said, I work 7 days a week, but I don't expect everybody else to. This is a perfect copy of Toto 4. When I say perfect, I mean it looks like it was just opened and it's well taken care of. That has the original inner sleeve with it. Very nice cover. OG Press. Africa. $20 start on Toto 4. Very, very nice copy. Do you still have Paranoid? Yes, we got Black Sabbath Paranoid in stock. Joshua, I will check on that. If that's a collection lead, I will let you know. Did I miss anything else? I don't think so. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy, another really nice copy. Original inner sleeve with lyrics. These are so nice. $34.99 for Warren Zevon. Roxy Music's Greatest Hits. Roxy Music's Greatest Hits, that's $24.99. And Mr. Go On. Mr. Go On. This is got the original inner sleeve, $34.99 for Mr. Go On. Vanilla Fudge is a 1967 OG, $24.99. Vanilla Fudge also has the original Atco inner sleeve. This has their hit song, You Keep Me Hanging On. It's fantastic. They also cover Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. Toto, 25. Kelly Gabney wants Roxy Music. Toto's at $35.26. And Elvis is $129.99. $130. It's a 1960 Indianapolis press, living stereo, pretty desirable Elvis record here. Living stereo title, $129.99. Elvis is back, super nice, unusual to see this record in this high grade. It's a OG living stereo, gatefold. It does not have the photos. It does have the original RCA Elvis inner sleeve though. No photos. $129.99. Probably be another bump on the price if it had the photos in it. Kevin Boyer wants Vanilla Fudge. Colin, we still got Jimmy Castor. We still got that. Kevin Boyer got Vanilla Fudge. The official album of Disneyland and Walt Disney World. This is a 1981 PRC press, $39.99. $39.99. The official album of Disneyland and Walt Disney World, $39.99. And Perception, the Art Farmer Quartet. This is a Cadet 60s reissue, $24.99 on the Art Farmer Quartet Perception. That's $24.99. Josie Wells wants the Disney record. That's sold to Josie Wells. High bid on Toto is $35 with Craig Johnson. While you're thinking about Toto, I'll give you something else to think about. Herbie Hancock Sextant. Herbie Hancock Sextant. I was going to see if we don't have any condition details on it. Let me see what's going on here. That Columbia label, which this album came out in 73, so that's probably the first label. Super nice vinyl, as you would expect from this collection. EX Plus to Near Mint Minus, about a VG Plus cover. That's a $45 start. Herbie Hancock Sextant, $45 start on that. Josie got Disney details on Farmer. It's a Cadet 60s reissue. No condition notes on it. Cadet 60s reissue. Yes, 90125 is $19.99. Yes, 90125, $19.99. And Peter Gabriel is $34.99. Peter Gabriel, $34.99. Shock the Monkey, that's $34.99. Mark Cunningham wants Yes. Craig Johnson was second. Mark got that. Dire Straits Making Movies, $29.99 for Dire Straits Making Movies. Super nice copy. And All Aboard the Blue Train. This is an OG Johnny Cash, and it's beautiful. Memphis Sun. It's a near mint copy, $49.99. All Aboard the Blue Train with Johnny Cash. Mark Fallon, we already got a $35 bid on Toto. Toto is on its final call. Craig Johnson's at $35. This is on a near mint copy of Toto 4 with the original inner sleeve. We're at $35 on that. Eric Backrack wants the Peter Gabriel. Russell S. was second. Mark Cunningham on Johnny Cash. So those are all sold. The Supremes, I Hear a Symphony. That's in shrink wrap. VG Plus on this one. Original Motown inner sleeve. VG Plus on this one. $9.99. $9.99 on the Supremes. This is El Chicano Cinco. $24.99. El Chicano Cinco. $24.99. Stacy wants the Supremes. That is sold to Stacy. All right. Let's go ahead and sell Craig Johnson Toto for $45. That's sold to Craig for $45. Let me pause there because before I forget about it, I need to pull a Black Sabbath Paranoid for, let me do that right now. Black Sabbath Paranoid, and he also asked about Sabotage. Let me go ahead and show these. Here's what I have in stock with Paranoid, if anybody wants a copy. First of all, Clint, there's Sabotage, last copy, $29.99, and I am going to go ahead and pull you a Black Sabbath Paranoid. So that's also Clint Howard. So that was next after Toto, the auction for Toto. There's Clint's Black Sabbath Paranoid. And we have a couple claims on the Supremes. The first to the Supremes was, did I already lay that over there? Okay, Stacy Brown. Stacy Brown. Did I lay it over there? It's in there. I must have already laid that over there. So Stacy Brown got the Supremes. Rod L was second. Jeff McMaster first on El Chicano, Cinco. Jeff was first of that. Then Brian C. And Clint Howard said sold also on Sabotage. That's my last copy. That's my last copy on that. I think it was 35 for Toto. Yes, 35. Toto sold for $35 to Craig Johnson. Yes. Not 40. Did I say 45? 35. 35. 35, 35. Brooke, here's Elvis. Elvis is back. It's a 1960 Indianapolis Press, $129.99. Brooke, if you want that, just say Elvis sold. Final call for Herbie Hancock, $45 if anybody wants that. If we need to take a list for Sabotage, let me know. David Sweevil, let me know if you want on the waiting list. And Brian C. definitely does. Black Sabbath Sabotage waiting list. Antonio Carlos Jobim, a certain Mr. Jobim in shrink wrap, $24.99. $24.99. And James Taylor is $34.99. This is the greatest hits of James Taylor. $34.99. Super nice copy. The Complete Sun Sessions, Elvis Presley commemorative issue, $39.99. Elvis Presley, The Complete Sun Sessions, near mint, 2LP, $39.99. Russell S. first to Joe Bean. That's sold to Russell S. And Brooke wants Elvis's back. Those are both sold. Colin, you're getting close. I'll go ahead and sell you this one for $45. $45, because if you don't want it, oh, wait a second. Was somebody before you? No, Dave Plunkett. So Dave wants it for $45. Colin, that's yours for $45 if you want it. If not, it's sold to Dave Plunkett. Fred Carnell wants the Sun, and I think Colin's going to go ahead and take it for $45. For Herbie Hancock, yes, for Herbie Hancock. Okay, let's see. Let me go ahead and put away the other Black Sabbaths. The Black Sabbaths are $29.99. If anybody else wants one of those, that is Black Sabbath. Oh, did he? Is he passing? Dave, all yours. All right, so sell Herbie Hancock for $45 to Dave Plunkett. Okay. And the last thing that I have over here is Elvis, and that's sold to Fred Carnell. Let me go ahead while we're getting those last records tagged and start some new auctions. We got Sonny Boy Williamson. This is from 1976. It is sealed. It is a cutout, but it is sealed. 2LP. This is just like the Muddy Waters we had. This is Chess Blues Masters Series 2. Or, excuse me, Chess Blues Masters 2 record set. That's a $40 start. $40 start for Sonny Boy Williamson. That is sealed. That matches the Muddy Waters. And our next auction is Simple Minds Live. This is a $25 start. This is Simple Minds Live. Promised You a Miracle and Book of Brilliant Things. Wow, that's a long title. This is a $25 start for Simple Minds. About VG Plus cover, EX Plus on the vinyl. Looks like it's four tracks. 4-track live. Never seen that before, though. Doc's at $45 on Sonny Boys. Andy's at $25 on Simple Minds. Hank Williams, Wandering Around, $24.99. Hank Williams, Wandering Around, $24.99. And Towns Van Zandt is $59.99. $59.99. Towns Van Zandt, Flying Shoes, $59.99. I just got you back. How much is Elvis's back? That was $129.99. $130. Bob Seger, Smoking OPs. This has never been reissued, and it's actually kind of hard to find in general on CD because it's not available on streaming services. $34.99. $34.99 on Bob Seger, Smoking OPs. Bob Seger, that's a covers album. It's got some great stuff on it. Sade, Diamond Life in shrink wrap of Hop Sticker. That is $49.99. Sade, Diamond Life, original inner sleeve. This is perfect. $49.99. Brooke needs to put back Elvis, and Doc Smith wants Sade. Willie Bobo, Spanish Blues Band. That is $29.99. Willie Bobo, Spanish Blues Band, $29.99. Andy Wade wants Bob Seger. We got Doc Smith on Sade. Final call on Sonny Boy Williamson. Doc has that for $45. Andy Wade's at $25 on Simple Minds. Final call on those. Final call on those. What's wrong with my phone? Let me try to fix something here. Let's see here. Okay, Nick Bagron, you were second on second on Bob Seger. I see BS and I think Black Sabbath. And Colin Butler, you're first to Willie Bobo. St. Elmo's Fire soundtrack, that is $19.99. And Dusty Springfield, Something Special. Dusty Springfield is $24.99 for Dusty Springfield, Something Special. Dusty Springfield, Something Special. Let me see if I can fix something here for a second. I don't think I can from this end. All right. Let me see your tablet for a second. Mine's not being too responsive. Yours isn't either. I can't click on that name. Okay, just remove that. Let's see here. What did I get to? St. Elmo's Fire. We have Rydell Martin on St. Elmo's Fire. Those are sold, or that is sold. AC/DC Flick of the Switch. Really nice copy. Let's go ahead and put it up for auction. I meant to pull this. These first crates. I was like, my auction stack's awfully small. This is a $35 start for AC/DC Flick of the Switch. Let me go ahead and sell Sonny Boy Williamson. Sonny Boy Williamson is sold to Doc Smith for $45, and Simple Minds is sold to Andy Wade for $25. AC/DC is near mint. Flick of the Switch, $35 start for Flick of the Switch. And, yeah, these up here I was going to auction. Let me just pull them out right quick. I'll do it after. That was the end of the crate. Everything up these four up here were going to be auctioned. So let me go back through what's left in here. Okay, AC/DC's at $35. And Midnight Oil, this is a 1990 pressing on blue vinyl. Never seen this before. Midnight Oil, Blue Sky Mining. Is that what that says? Blue Sky Mining, Midnight Oil, blue vinyl. This is a $55 start. 1990 on blue vinyl. Midnight Oil, $55 start on that. Males at $36 on AC/DC. One more time through these. Very quickly, Doobie Brothers is $14.99. Joe Walsh, $19.99. Genesis Duke is still available, $19.99. Thomas Dolby, Flat Earth, also $19.99. And ELO, Secret Messages. Everything in here is super nice and clean. You won't regret buying them. Robin Trowers and Shrink Wrap, also $19.99. And Ronnie Spector, Unfinished Business, that's $19.99. Naked Eyes, that's $19.99 as well. Fuel for the Fire, Naked Eyes. And we had Dusty Springfield. Dusty Springfield is $24.99. Something Special. 20 great selections. 2 LP on Mercury Wing. That is $24.99. Midnight Oil, $55, $55, $55, $56, $57. AC/DC's at $40. We had Bruce Springsteen, the Eagles' Greatest Hits, The British Invasion. Laverne Baker sings Bessie Smith. Johnny Cash, The Baron. John Mellencamp, Hall & Oates was in Shrink Wrap. Excitable Boy, perfect copy. Mr. The Art Farmer Quartet, surprisingly still available. Dire Straits, James Taylor's Greatest Hits. Hank Williams, Wandering Around. This is fantastic stuff. Townes Van Zandt, Flying Shoes, $59.99. Elvis is Back is still available. $129.99, 1960 press. Genesis, oh, I forgot to show this. Genesis Invisible Touch, $19.99. I forgot to show that one. I thought that was in the auction bin. Let me make sure everything else is. You know what? I'll just go ahead. There's actually just one more I was going to auction here. I'll go ahead and show the other ones. Genesis is $19.99, and so is Live and Let Die. Super nice copy. Live and Let Die soundtrack. James Bond, of course, it has the Live and Let Die song by Wings. $19.99. Dark Art was $24.99. Eric Storbeck wants Warren Zevon. Good decision there. We auctioned off a copy the other night with the rare hype sticker. John Victor, the Johnny Cash, is $19.99. It's The Baron. It's from 1981. It has the original Columbia inner sleeve, and the vinyl's near mint. Victor, if you want that. Was it Victor? No, John Victor. John, if you want that, just say Johnny Cash sold. Andy Wade first to Genesis. Andy Wade first to Genesis. Sean, you were second. Ron Phillips on Live and Let Die. That sold to Ron Phillips. Grant Peltzer on Bond. David next, then Mark, then Grant, then David. I told John, I was like, we might need to auction that, man. It's so nice. It's a gatefold, first press. But I just went ahead and made another a bite now. And the Eagles' greatest hits is $34.99. $34.99, near mint. One of the biggest selling albums of all time. So if there's anybody new, I think we've already had a couple first-time buyers, and I see some first-time buyers asking. That's our first crate of vintage tonight. We've got 4 more like that to go through. Plus, I've got 4 more crates of new vinyl to go through, but a lot of it's pre-sold Def Leppards. That was a big pre-order for this week. If you see anything you want, just claim it. It's a buy it now if it's in here. Then we run auctions back here. I'm about to update these and tell you what you're bidding on. This is a $7 unlimited shipping. We do that all week. We had a sale Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. This is Thursday night. We're doing this again tomorrow and Saturday. We buy collections all over the United States. We bring them here, and we sell them here on Facebook and YouTube, and also here in our store, and on Discogs, and on eBay. That's what we do. Anyone not have the Eagles yet? There's a lot of people who don't have it because we still sell it every night. Tammy Hinkle wants this one this is only if, who asked about it? Tracy, if you pass, that's sold to Tammy Hinkle. The next 2 records I have not shown is the Platoon soundtrack. That's awesome, $34.99. Great songs on here. This is kind of like Forrest Gump, all those Vietnam songs. The Doors, White Rabbit, Respect, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Platoon is $34.99. And The Amazing Spider-Man. This is so cool. Let's go ahead and put this up. This is the only one for sure I'm going to auction. This is so nice because these are usually trashed. $35 start. The Amazing Spider-Man, a rock comic. It's on Buddha. It's near mint, and it's a $35. Usually these children's records, look at this. So cool. This is pristine, and this is a $35 start. $35. We'll go ahead and keep 3 auctions rolling because I didn't want to set that aside. Back up to the top, we have Andy Wade first to Platoon. Alex Roman was second. Spider-Man is a $35 start, multiple bids. Where's the Kiss albums? I hadn't got to those yet. We got 4 more crates of vintage to go through. We got 3 auctions. I'm definitely going to go through these again because I expect about this much to be left. Those are great albums that's still available. If you change your mind and you want any of those, just let me know. Just let me know. I'm going to keep those right here behind me. We got new vinyl to go through, including some stuff I've never shown before and some new releases. So let me do that right now. Elvis Is Back is going to Florida. I think somebody who just asked about that. Wait a minute. Brandon asked about that too. Elvis Is Back is still available. It's available. It's $129.99. Elvis Is Back. Brandon, you've asked about it, and Jeff McMaster may be claiming it. Let's see. Yeah, Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel's tomorrow night at Nissan Stadium. I forgot about that. Spider-Man. Let me get our auctions updated before we get started. Okay, we've got also some great Japanese stuff. I'm going to get that rolling in just a second. Here's what happened. We've got a copy of Midnight Oil up for auction. Blue Sky Mining. This was pressed in 1990. Already tells you it's tough to find. Pressed in 1990. The vinyl is near mint. It's got the original inner sleeve. And the high bid on Midnight Oil is with Russell S. at $61. Russell S. is at $61. Now, let me make sure nobody else has bid more. If you have, go ahead and bid it again. That's okay. That way it'll be at the bottom. But Russell S. has that for $61. Patrick Carter's at $65. Andy Wade was at $62. Next, we've got AC/DC, Flick of the Switch. Super nice copy. The vinyl's near mint. Nice cover too, especially to be white. It's embossed. OG press. The last bid I had on AC/DC was Jeffrey Donovan was at $45. And then right after that, Brandon said, did the Elvis album sell? It did, but then it was put back. But I hadn't got to the bottom. I think either you or Jeff's going to end up with it. AC/DC's at 45. And then the Amazing Spider-Man has the Buddha inner sleeve, near mint, gatefold. That's also up for auction. And let me get you updated on that. So we had Platoon, and then Spider-Man. J.R. Hill says, I have a question after you're done. You might as well go ahead and send it, and then I'll try to answer it. 35. It's going to be about 4 hours before I'm done. Spider-Man, 35. Midnight Oil, 40. Spider-Man, 40. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Midnight Oil, 61. Charlie DeFrank, Dusty. Charlie DeFrank wants the Dusty Springfield. That was a new claim from that bid. We still got Towns Van Zandt, James Taylor's Greatest Hits. Did somebody already claim Dusty? Nope, it's still in here. Dusty Springfield is sold to Charlie DeFrank. Police Japanese coming soon. Spider-Man 46. Jeff said sold on Elvis. Let me make sure. Tracy Yother, also let me know, Tracy, if you want the Eagles, because we've already got Tammy's name on it. No poster in Spider-Man. Now, I'm back to where I was. Midnight Oil, 65, 66. AC/DC, 48. Midnight Oil, 68. AC/DC, 50. Spider-Man out. And there's where we're at. Okay, so all three are still getting bids. And I guess the other question is, Brandon Sanders, do you want Elvis's back? If not, it's sold to Jeff McMaster. Okay, I have a feeling we might sell out of this first new title. This is Death Wish Blues, Samantha Fish and Jesse Dayton. Indie store exclusive, limited edition clear with black and orange swirls. That is $29.99. New release, Death Wish Blues, Samantha Fish and Jesse Dayton. I've got 5 of those available. Okay, we got a new bid that just came in on Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man is near mint, a rock comic from Buddha Records. Unusually nice to find these in this kind of condition. They're usually beat the heck. That's at $50 with autumn bets. AC/DC is also at $50. This is at $50 as well. Near mint copy of Flick of the Switch. And Midnight Oil, this is wrapping up because I did see some people out. Russell S. is at 68. Andy Wade, let me know if you're in or out. Russell S. is at 68. Next is Jerry Stone on Samantha Fish. Also Kenny Heathcock and Chris Kirkley. I did not post a pre-order for that. I didn't get around to it, and then I ran out of time. Those are sold. I've got 2 left. Samantha Fish, 2 of those left. I think I have one person from a long time ago that said, if this ever comes back into print, put me down. I'll check my laptop right now. But this will sell out. We have Judas Priest, British Steel, back in stock. $29.99. British Steel, back in stock on Judas Priest. Let me make sure. I think there was somebody a long time ago that was like, and I was like, well, that's one of those records I normally wouldn't take a waiting list for because I never know if it's coming in. I got Darwin Cagnan. I don't know if that was it. Darwin, are you watching? But if he's not, I may set one aside. But this has been out of stock for a long time. That's been out of stock for a long time. Okay, so update. Midnight Oil. Andy's back in at 70. Let's do a final call on AC/DC at 53. Paul Brothers at 53 on Spider-Man. 52, 51. And then lots of claims for Judas Priest. We'll probably definitely have to take a waiting list for this. But the first 5 I'll hand out to everybody who wants one. This is one of those that, like I said, I don't take waiting lists for. Brandon never did say yes or no, so give it to Jeff. So these are sold to Jeff McIntosh, Hendry Smink, Grant Peltzer, John Miller, and Anthony Smith. And then we'll take a waiting list. If you're kind of new, here's how a waiting list works. These are still available for me to get. When they come in, we'll tag you automatically, just like you're buying it live now. You're buying it as soon as they come in. They won't be here this week, so they'll be on the next invoice you get. So if you're on any waiting list tonight, you won't see it on this invoice. You don't have to pay for it till it comes in, and then that next invoice cycle that goes out. That's how waiting list works. Those 5 are sold to Jeff, Hendry, Grant, John, and Anthony. Danny Wood was next on the waiting list. So Danny, you may be even a first-time buyer. Let me know if you're okay with that waiting list. Midnight Oil's at 72. Spider-Man 55, Spider-Man 57, George Buchanan also on the Judas Priest waiting list. So is Rebecca Barber. Okay. So is Eric Smalley. I knew that one would be popular. I can't believe I only had 5 back-ordered. Another Black Sabbath album. I only have 3 of these. US version, 2012 remaster, $29.99. I've only got 3. Black Sabbath Volume 4. This is probably my favorite Black Sabbath album, Volume 4, $29.99. David Sweevil for sure wants one. I've got 2 left. 2 left, Black Sabbath. We can go ahead and sell AC/DC. Let me do that right now. AC/DC, that way we can get another auction going. AC/DC is actually Aaron bid, and then Jeffrey said out, and it was down to those 2. So AC/DC is sold to Aaron Jolly for $52. Aaron Jolie. Jolie or Jolly? He's never said it's Jolie. Pretty sure that's Jolly. $52. That's sold to Aaron. Midnight Oil, Russell's out, Andy Wade's at 75, and then Spider-Man was at 58 with Ron. Rebecca and Eric on that Judas Priest waiting list. We got David down for Black Sabbath Volume 4. Patrick Carter also wants a Black Sabbath Volume 4. And Brian C. wants a Black Sabbath Volume 4. We need 3 people on a waiting list for that. Jolie. Aaron Jolie? Wouldn't Jolly be better, though? So, that's George Buchanan, Colin Butler, and John Lang on that waiting list. High bid on Midnight Oil. This is a 1990 blue vinyl. 1990 blue vinyl. We had 75. Yes, 75 with Andy Wade. I figured that one would be popular. Cover is VG+. Vinyl is near mint minus. Okay. Colin doesn't like waiting lists. No waiting list for Colin Butler, ever. He does not like waiting list. Spider-Man is at $60 of Autumn Bets, and Midnight Oil is at $85. We have Ali Venable. I don't think I'm saying that right either. Real Gone, $26.99. Let me make sure, Ali, we wasn't no waiting list for that. Ali, Debbie Blair. Let me go ahead and set one aside for Debbie. I've got 1 extra to sell. 1 extra to sell. That is going to go right there. So that is sold to Debbie. And that was a waiting list, and I've got 1 let here. Venable. Wow, these names are insane. Midnight Oil, $85. And let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Colin doesn't want on the waiting list. John Lang doesn't want on a waiting list. And this is $26.99. A lot of activity tonight. It's a test for my mind to keep up with all this. ELO is sold, and a test for Seth or Tanner or whoever's here tagging records. ELO is sold to Ken Frazier. ELO is sold to Ken Frazier. He's getting that from the last crate. These 2 auctions are still getting bids, so let me just keep those rolling. We got Allie and we got Samantha Fish. Next, I've got to read the pre-order for this. This was a new release for tomorrow. Let me pull up the list, and I got to set them all aside, and then we'll see how many extras we have to sell and how many more we need to order. But I think people kept commenting and commenting. I hope I have enough even for the pre-order. Let me find that. Sorry, I don't have these pulled already. It was just me, and then now it's just me and Seth. And this is the new Dave Matthews Band. This is called Dave Matthews Band. What is this actually called? Walk Around the Moon. Indie exclusive clear vinyl. New Dave Matthews Band. Walk Around the Moon. That is $33.99. Let me read off everybody that was on the pre-order. That was Bill Walton, Tony Doyle, Jerry Stone, Chris Kirkley, William Simmons, Justin Hunt, and James Bragg. So I do have 3 extras to sell. 3 extras to sell on Dave Matthews Band. Those are all pre-sold from the pre-order. Those are all pre-sold from the pre-order. What is this crate here? Is that... Those were so... Okay, that was earlier from when you weren't here. Okay. All right, back up to the top. John Miller on Alley Venable. That is sold to John Miller. He claimed that one live. Spider-Man was at 61. Midnight Oil, 86. Michael Nath also on an Alley Venable. We'll make sure Michael Nath wants on a waiting list. And then 3 Dave Matthews to sell unless I have more over here. And those are sold to Chris Kirkley and Stephen Tuttle. Never mind, he didn't realize he was on the pre-order. You were. That's sold to Stephen Tuttle then, Dave Matthews Band. Wayne Carr also wants one. And Michael said no thank you on the waiting list for that. Okay, so update on our auctions. New bid just came in on Midnight Oil. George Buchanan's at 90. Autumn Betts is at 65 on Spider-Man. Next is another pre-order. Let me read these out live. This is let me find it. It's right over here. Sorry, I'm having to do this live. It actually may be better because you'll remember if you was on a pre-order or not, right? This one I didn't post too long ago. Midnight Oil is now at 100. And let me do most recent on this. This is the new Ghost. I think that's pronounced Phantomine. That's on tan vinyl, $26.99. And the pre-order for this was Matthew Christ, Brandon Jackson, Kyle Gregory, Darren Wortman, Matt Algram, Jeremy Veit. Scott Williams wants one. There's Scott Williams' second one. R.J. Myers and Todd Tipton. These are already all sold. Ghost, those are all sold from the pre-order post in the group. And I've got 3 left. Those are $26.99. That's new Ghost Phantomine. Dan Olson wants one. Yeah, the 2 Dave Matthews go to Wayne Carr and Stephen Tuttle. These 3 Ghosts are sold. Dan Olson, Brett Mowlin, and Dale Cooper. If anybody else wants one, please let me know. That being got obliterated. The only thing that's left is 1 Dave Matthews Band. The only thing that's left is 1 Dave Matthews Band and 2 Samantha Fish. Samantha Fish and Jesse Dayton. That is $29.99. Those are still available. I'm going to go ahead and set those over here with tonight's new vinyl is getting obliterated. This may be a record night for new vinyl. Okay, and then I'm going to update our 2 auctions, but not before. We got 2 waiting lists for that alley. Venable, Chris Kirkley wants on the waiting list, and so does Kenny Heathcock. I think it was Kenny, yes. So we do need to get 2 of those. She's got other albums. If y'all are interested in her other albums, let me know. All right. I'll update those auctions as soon as I go grab another crate of new vintage stuff, which is right over here. Let me see which crate I want to do next. How about the check condition bin? I think y'all know the check condition bins are always crazy. Good titles, a little bit cheaper price because they're not top copies, but they're really good stuff. Really good stuff. As soon as these auctions are done, I'm going to start new Japanese. Let's do a final call on these. Spider-Man is on a final call because Ron was out. Autumn Betts has Spider-Man for $65. The Spider-Man rock comic, gatefold, awesome condition. I like the back of it. I like the front of it too. That's not easy to get. I hadn't seen one of those perhaps ever or in a long time. 1972 as well. High bid on that is $65. Midnight Oil, we hit 100 with Andy Wade. And did anybody say out? Who else was bidding? It was between Andy Wade and George Buchanan. George Buchanan, if you want to bid, now's the time. It's a 1972. It's on Buddha Records. Nice jacket. Has a little bit of a split right here. Other than that, I mean, like I said, usually kids handle these and they're kind of beat the heck. The vinyl's near mint, which is just incredible. Has the Buddha inner sleeve, which is a company inner sleeve, and that's at $65. Now if I can get it back in the Buddha sleeve. There we go. I have not seen Hanoi Rocks yet. George Buchanan's back in on Midnight Oil at 110. Looks like Spider-Man's going to sell before Midnight Oil. New bin of vintage. These are all check condition titles. Procol Harum, A Salty Dog. Last one of these that came in I kept because we don't get it too often. Original A&M inner sleeve. That is A&M. Yeah, that's the original A&M inner sleeve. And this is $17.99. Procol Harum, A Salty Dog. Tanya Tucker, Strong Enough to Bend. That's, boy, I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Tanya Tucker in shrink wrap EX $12.99. Also original inner sleeve. Tanya Tucker EX $12.99. And the Fix Shuttered Room. The Fix is EX $22.99. Huey Lewis and the News 4. That's EX $17.99. And Elvis Costello Punch the Clock. Also EX. Several EX records so far. which means they're going to be very nice. You're going to be very happy with an EX record. Midnight Oil, 110. Midnight Oil, 115. Jeff McMaster, first on Pro Call Harem. Kevin Boyer, you were second. And George Buchanan's first on The Fix. Spider-Man is sold to Autumn Betts for $65. Now, let's get some of our Japanese stuff. I still got a whole stack of U.S. stuff over here to auction or vintage. Let's do some of the Japanese. Just unbox these. And these are some pretty good stuff. We've got Kiss. We've got Blondie. We've got the Boston. We got the Hulk Hogan. And I think 2 or 3 people have asked me to put up the Police. So let me do that right now. This is the Police. Zenyatta Mandata, Seth. Do you know anything about this album? Do you want to tell me anything about it, maybe? Zenyatta Mandata. Anything you want to...
That's Regatta de Blanc.
Oh, it is. This is Regatta de Blanc. Thank you, Seth. Thank you. Thank you. This is the Police. Regatta de Blanc. It is a $40 start. It is Japanese. It is near mint and pristine. Very, very nice. This is the Police Regatta de Blanc. $40 start. This has the Japanese insert with it. Very nice obi. Near mint cover. $40 start. That's the Police. Beautiful copy. Very, very nice. Top. The Japanese stuff tonight. Very, very nice. We had a question. How much is Elvis Costello? Mel Webster. That was $17.99. EX, original inner sleeve. Mel, if you want that, let me know, because if not, it's so do George Buchanan. Midnight Oil's at $120. And Mel Webster says he'll take it. So that goes to Mel Webster. Huey Lewis, we have the OJ's Backstabbers. Shrink wrap and a little bit of a hop sticker. It has some damage to it. EX $29.99, but this does have Backstabbers on it. That's in shrink wrap, EX vinyl. The Blues Brothers, also in shrink wrap, VG Plus vinyl, $14.99. So Mel got Elvis Costello. The Police is at $50. The Police is at $55. Brian Miller on Huey Lewis and Calvin Ward on the OKs. He meant the OJs. Midnight Oil is a 1990 pressing on blue vinyl. 1990 out of print. Never been reissued to my knowledge, or hadn't been pressed in a long time. I keep an eye on their stuff. George Buchanan's at $120. Who else was bidding? Andy Wade. Andy Wade, just waiting for your word on that. Fred Carnell, you were second to the OJs. Blues Brothers is still available. The Grateful Dead, Go to Heaven, EX, $39.99. There's a couple surprise Grateful Dead albums in here. That's EX, $39.99. Andy Wade's back in on Midnight Oil for $125. Steve Perry Street Talk. This does have some cover damage. That's probably pretty noticeable, as you can tell. Has the original inner sleeve, $14.99 though. Vinyl's not bad. One side is VG Plus, that side's near mint, but I know that's always like an instant seller. That is $14.99. Andy Wade, $125 on Midnight Oil. Josie Wells, first on Grateful Dead. And Brian, the Huey Lewis you got was $17.99. Bob Seger, Beautiful Loser, VG Plus, $24.99. And Scotty Hops gets the Target Practice Steve Perry. Yeah, I think somebody, it didn't go through, so it definitely wasn't a bullet. That is so to Scotty Hops. Greg second, Marty Ellis first on Bob Seger. Midnight Oil's at $135. Final Call on the Police. Bob McKinney's at $55 on the Police. Final Call. Final Call, $55. Emerson, Lake and Palmer in shrink wrap. Vinyl is VG, $9.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Jimmy Buffett, son of a sailor. VG Plus, $14.99 on Jimmy Buffett. And Jeff Beck, Truth, VG Plus, $14.99. Rod Stewart on vocals. Yellow Epic label, VG Plus vinyl. Very clean though, $14.99. Andy Wade is out on Midnight Oil. The auction has come to an end. George Buchanan has it for $135. If you've waited now to bid, you're in a bad position, because I don't think George Buchanan's going to back down at this point. $135, final call on that. When I sell that, never mind, I'm not going to sell the Police because we just got a new bid for $56. Jeff McMaster commented JB. That could be for Jeff Beck or Jimmy Buffett. Jeff, let me know which one you want, Jeff Beck or Jimmy Buffett. Joe Sloop for sure wants Beck. Kevin also put JB, so those two are still available, or one of them may be still available. We'll figure that out. Jeff McMaster wanted Truth, Jeff Beck. That's also what Joe Sloop wanted, and I'm assuming Kevin. But Kevin, if you did want Jimmy Buffett, let me know. Hits of Les and Mary, Les Paul and Mary Ford. VG copy, $9.99. Rainbow, Straight Between the Eyes. VG plus $19.99. Joe Sloop also wanted Truth. Okay, Jeff McMaster was first to that. Jay Giles, Monkey Island, has a radio station promo sticker on it. EX $19.99. And John Porter, first to Rainbow. Who was the backup bidder on the Police? Because you're now out. Fred's at 56. I need to know if Bob McKinney and George Buchanan, if you're in or out, Bob McKinney or George Buchanan. And I'm going to show two more records, and then I'm selling Midnight Oil. Aha, Hunting High and Low, USOG, EX $27.99. That has Take On Me. And Genesis Abacab. This is kind of like, VG plus $12.99. This is kind of like Synchronicity or Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor. It had all these different color schemes on it. That one seems to be the most common. I've seen some weird colors, though. Rebecca Barber, first to Aha, and Jeffrey Walker got Genesis. Those are all sold. Let's go ahead and sell Midnight Oil to George Buchanan for $135. The Police is Regatta de Blanc, pristine Japanese pressing. Fred Carnell is at $56. That's on a final call. George Buchanan, you were second to Aha. Let me go another Japanese pressing rolling. Let's do this Rainbow because these are always just beautiful. The cover, especially when it has an Obi with it, and this is just so nice. This is Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. This is going to be a $45 start. Ronnie James Dio on vocals. And David, I know you're waiting for Pablo Cruz. Don't worry, it's coming. David's been wanting a Pablo Cruz Worlds Away Japanese pressing for like 2 years now. I've got one tonight. He's waiting on it. Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, $45 start. Look how nice. Seth, you may even want to bid on this. Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. It is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. That's up for auction. It's got the Japanese lyric insert with it. This is nice. This is nice. Okay. Police is sold for $56 to Fred Carnell. That's sold for $56 to Fred Carnell. All right, we got some nice Kiss stuff over here too. We're going to get those worked in the rotation in just a second. Not before we put up this gem right here. Goodness gracious. What do we have here? This is just incredible. I mean, look at this. I want you to look at it. It's Pablo Cruz, Worlds Away. Oh my gosh. We make sure Rainbow don't have any other inserts with it. Nope, just that one. We may hit an air horn on this. If this brings more than 500, I won't be surprised. We're going to start it at $35 though. This is Pablo Cruz, Worlds Away. Glossy, Obi, near mint, Japanese insert, lyric insert, $35 start. Incredible. That's up for auction. Back up to the top. We had Rainbow, 45, 45, 45, 45, 50, 60, 35 on Pablo Cruz. Back to the check condition bin. Genesis Live, EX $22.99. Genesis Live, EX $22.99. Alarm, Strength, EX $22.99. Humble Pie, Smokin', VG Plus $14.99. Humble Pie, Smokin', VG Plus $14.99. Cream Disraeli Gears, 1967 CTH press, VG Plus, wow, a 67 press, Disraeli Gears Cream, VG Plus, $34.99. Cream. Kid Creole and the coconuts. Not his coconuts, the coconuts. VG Plus, $9.99. And Mungo Jerry. This has In the Summertime on it. Mungo Jerry's VG Plus, $14.99. Let's see here. Kevin Boyer on Genesis. Kevin Boyer on Genesis Live. We have Dale Cooper's out on Rainbow. Steve Henry wants HP for Humble Pie. Sarah Long put DG. That was Disraeli Gears. That's sold to Sarah for the cream. Jeff McMaster on Kid Creole. And Josie Wells on Mungo Jerry. Mungo Jerry. Ben, you were second on Mungo Jerry. Roger, you were third on Mungo Jerry. Steve Henry, you were second on cream. Let's do a final call on Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. Final call on Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. High bid is $60 with Steve Howe. David Johnson. Been waiting on this for a while. Final call, $35 on Worlds Away, Pablo Cruz. Final call on those. I'll end them, then I'll put up two more. Goldfinger. VG on the vinyl, $9.99. The classic. Arguably one of the best Bond movies. Sean Connery, $9.99. Goldfinger. Blondie, The Hunter, shrink wrap and hype sticker, VG Plus, $19.99. And Stevie Wonder, Music of My Mind. This is EX, $27.99. Here's one we don't get too often. Stevie Wonder, Music of My Mind, EX, $27.99. Not bad at EX. And, woo, Led Zeppelin. EX, $39. Lots of EX stuff in here. So, this is Song Remains the Same. It's a 5-digit 77. No, Police is already sold. Yeah. This has Robert Ludwig. This has RL on side 2. I don't think it's on side 1, though. RL mastering on side 2. RL mastering on side 2. The Police was sold. Okay. Yeah. I'll just double check for you. The Police was sold to Fred Carnell. Yeah, $56. Okay, John Wichter. John, if you are a first-time buyer, make sure you message our page. Send our Facebook Messenger a message with your name, address, email address. We'll send you an invoice sometime on Monday. It'll be Monday before you get an invoice. But that's sold to John Wichter. Brian C. was second. Calvin Ward was first on Stevie Wonder, then Rydell, and then Andrew Schoen first on Led Zeppelin. Andrew got the Led Zeppelin. Troy Robinson, you were third on Stevie Wonder. Craig, you were second on Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin was a side 2 RL. J.R. Hill, you were fourth on Stevie Wonder. And John said he'll also take Johnny Cash to Barron. Now that you've made a purchase, now's a good time to buy as much as humanly possible so you can do the combined shipping for $7. It's much better paying $7 shipping for 20 records than one record, right? So now you can buy as much as possible. That's so to John Wichter. And Seth, if you're ready, I'm going to end these auctions. Rainbow is sold to Dale Cooper for $50. Dale Cooper got Rainbow for $50. No, Steve Howe, $60. Oh, time out. Steve Howe got that for $60. Steve Howe got that for $60. And Pablo Cruz is sold to David Johnson for $35. Mark Cunningham needs to put back Johnny Cash. I don't know who was second on that. I'll have to go back, or we'll just resell it. Okay, let me grab what's next over here. Let's go ahead and do one of these Killer Kiss records. This actually came from Japan, but it's a U.S. import from Japan. So I thought that was pretty cool, and we haven't had one in a long time. But let me go ahead and put these up. These, if you want to see some action with bids, you're probably about to. This is, let me figure out what we have to start this one for. That's going to be an $85 start. I'll show the details in just a second. And this is going to be a $35 start. But this is, let me see what it all looks like. Kiss Music from the Elder. This is going to be an $85 start. So here's how Music from the Elder came from Japan. It actually had the obi, which is like this whole piece of paper. It had it over the cover like that. So that's how it came, like that. And then here's what the rest of it looks like. It's a gatefold cover, of course. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. It's perfect. Both sides. Has the Japanese insert with it, lyric insert. And make sure there's nothing else with it. I think that's everything that came with it, yeah. And the jacket is just phenomenal. That's an $85 start. $85 start. That's Kiss Music from the Elder. And that's how it comes, with this like obi insert over the cover. And then the LP and that. That's a top copy. And I think that's complete. I don't think it had anything else with it. Okay, and then this came from Japan. Look, I thought this was cool. It even has a Tower Records Japanese price tag. This is a U.S. pressing, though. This is a U.S. import of Rat out of the cellar. It has the original Atlantic Company inner sleeve. The cover's in shrink wrap. And as you know, if it comes from Japan, it's going to be well taken care of. And it looks absolutely perfect. Right out of the, I mean, these records that come from Japan that are U.S. imports, they look like they're Japanese. I mean, they're so high quality, so well taken care of. I don't know if I said a $35 or $40 start, but I'd feel better if somebody started it at $40. That's an absolute perfect copy of Rat Out of the Cellar. Now, I did not mention something. It has the shrink wrap and the hype sticker with it. I don't think you'll get better than that unless you got a sealed one. Okay, now, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Hulk Hogan, I'll get that on deck. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So, Mark Cunningham needed to put back the Johnny Cash and June Carter record. I believe it was $19.99. It's the original Columbia 2i if anybody wants it. We'll show that in just a second. Then it'll be a first come, first serve. The Baron is already sold. Kiss is at $120. Rats at $40. Rats at $45. Rats at $50. Back to the check condition bin. Dire Straits is EX $32.99. Dire Straits is EX $32.99. That's their original debut album. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Allies. That's EX $19.99 for Allies. Starship, knee deep in the hoopla. EX $14.99. We built this city. Steely Dan, Gaucho. EX $29.99 on Steely Dan, Gaucho. MCA Cloud Sky, $29.99. And the Grateful Dead is a 70 Terre Haute EX, not bad whatsoever, $49.99. Original green, Warner Brothers, 1970, $49.99. $49.99. All right, so Kiss is at $120 with Jeffrey Donovan. Who else bid? Joseph Felicetti. Joseph, let me know if you're in or out. Lots of bids on Rat, 40, 45, 41, 50, 50, 45, 48, 50, 55. Clay Moore first on Starship. Rat is at 60. Jerry Stone, you were second on Starship. Andrew Schoen first on the Grateful Dead. Mark was second. And Rat is at 60 with Paul Brothers. The Fix, Shuttered Room. We just had another one in this crate. This is a VG Plus $17.99. The Fix, Shuttered Room, and Saved Bob Dylan. VG Plus $24.99. Saved Bob Dylan. VG Plus $24.99. Peter Gabriel Soul. Man, this is $29.99 EX. The one we auctioned that was perfect the other night, I listened to it 2 or 3 times. This one's EX $29.99, original inner sleeve. The one we auctioned the other night that we bid on for like a half hour, I don't know if there's a better one I've ever seen. This one, even the cover too, that's still probably, I wish I had a whole stack of them to give out, $29.99. Okay, so Rat, we got to 62, then 65. Patrick Carter wanted BD. That's Bob Dylan. That's sold to Patrick Carter. And Craig Waits, you got the Peter Gabriel. Russell S. second. R.M. Lazelle third. Colin fourth. Joe Sloop fifth. R.M. Lazelle again. Rats at 68. Rats at 70. We can do a final call on Kiss Music from the Elder. This is at $120 with Jeffrey Donovan. It's very, very nice. Got the other insert with it. Vinyl's pristine. Of course, has this with it. Nice cover too. $120 final call. The Johnny and June, we'll tag that with Ben. whenever we pull that out, that's right now tagged with Mark. If you just want to make a note for that, just let's just not forget that. Ben, we'll put your name on it. Speaking of Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line, VG Plus, $14.99. Johnny Cash, I Walk the Line, VG Plus, $14.99. Let me read off the order for Peter Gabriel's So was Patrick Carter, Russell S., Arm Lazelle, Colin Butler, Joe Sloop, Arm Lazelle again. That was everybody in order. So, Colin, you were third or fourth. Yes. John Wichter, first on I Walk the Line. David Cordell, second. Mark Fallon, third. John Porter, fourth. Jared McLaughlin is in on Kiss at 121. New bid. Jeffrey, new bidder. I was thinking, I was like, 2 bidders? That just don't seem right. We also got a copy of Love Gun to auction and a copy of Creatures of the Night. I figured these Kiss records would get some activity. They're beautiful, Japanese pressings. Jeffrey Dunovitz at 125. Here's my newest fix. These are like energy packets from Walmart, the Great Value brand. I've never had so much energy in my life. It's incredible. Def Leppard High and Dry, VG Plus $29.99. Def Leppard High and Dry, VG Plus $29.99. Aerosmith Rocks, I'm back in the saddle again. That's EX $22.99. And Madman Across the Water, Elton John, VG Plus $24.99. MCA Pressing, VG Plus $24.99. $24.99. Okay, so Jared's out on Rat. The last bid I seen on Rat, by the way, this is this came from Japan. Like, I opened the box today. This was originally sold in Japan, but it's a U.S. import. You know, a lot of times we're selling Japanese pressings that were sold in Japan that we got here, or we have like a UK. This was an import for Japan that's a U.S. version. It's pristine. It looks like it is Japanese quality. Original inner sleeve, hype sticker, even has the Tower Records Japanese price tag, 1,700 yen. I see John Leal at 72. Calvin bid 75. And I hadn't got to the bottom. So I see 75 on Rat. Next in here was John Leal on Def Leppard. David Sweevel first on Aerosmith Rocks. Kelly, you were second on Def Leppard. Kiss is at 126. Eric, you got the Elton John. Tim's at 76 on Rat. Kiss is at 130. Rat's at 77. Kiss is at 131. Robin Trower for Earth Below. That's a VG Plus $14.99. And Jethro Tull, Crest of a Knave, EX $17.99. Jethro Tull, EX $17.99. Steve Miller Band, that is EX $32.99. Greatest Hits 74 to 78. Dance to the Music, Sly and the Family Stone, VG Plus $29.99. Original Epic label, Sly and the Family Stone, VG Plus $29.99. Kiss is at 131. Joe Sloop gets the Robin Trower. Mark Cunningham on Sly and the Family Stone. Joe Sloop got Robin Trower. Mark Cunningham got Sly and the Family Stone. Russell was second. Colin Butler was third. And the Urban Cowboy soundtrack, somebody's address label's on the cover, but that is EX $17.99. One more record, Thelonious Monk, Panorama, just $24.99 for Monk. EX $24.99 on Riverside. There'll be some people claim that for sure. For sure. Jared McLaughlin got the... So, Sly and the Family Stone went to Mark. Russell was second. Colin third. Calvin fourth. Jared McLaughlin wants the Jethro Tull. Josie Wells wants the Monk, then Mark, then Jeff, and Ron Stoltz gets Urban Cowboy. Let me take a moment so Seth can get caught up and I can update you on these auctions. I got to catch my breath. What an incredible night. And I don't even think we're at the halfway mark, okay? I don't think we're at the halfway mark for what I've got still left to show you. Here's what's up for auction. Kiss, Music from the Elder, a pristine Japanese pressing. It's got this cover obi sheet. It's got the Japanese insert. I don't have to tell you again, the vinyl is perfect. The vinyl is perfect. Kiss is at $131 with Jared McLaughlin. 131. If you're done bidding, please say out. The other bidder was Jeffrey Dunovit. 131. Now 135. And then one more time on Rat. It's from Japan, but it's a U.S. press. It's perfect. I don't have anything else to say about it. That's at $80 with Calvin Ward. Quick recap of this bin. If you want prices or condition, let me know. Tanya Tucker, the Blues Brothers, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Jimmy Buffett, Les Paul and Mary Ford, Jay Giles, Alarm, Blondie the Hunter, Dire Straits, Crosby, Stills and Nash, Steely Dan Gaucho still available, Hey 19, The Fix, and Steve Miller Band's greatest hits. Jungle Love, Take the Money and Run, Rockin' Me, The Joker, Fly Like an Eagle, Jet Airliner, that's EX 32.99. New high bid, Kiss is at 135, Rats at 80. Blondie for Paul Brothers. The condition is, I'm pretty sure it was EX, where is it at? Right here. Blondie the Hunter, Shrink Wrap, Hop Sticker, VG Plus, VG Plus, $19.99. Josh Ragland, the Blues Brothers was also VG Plus $14.99. That's in shrink wrap. Both are VG Plus $19 and $14.99. If y'all decide you want any of those, let me know. We got 2 new claims though. Clint Howard wants Steely Dan, Gaucho, and Jeffrey Dunovit wants Steve Miller Band. All right, we got it. I knew these would be heated auctions. They're still going. Paul Brothers also wants the Blondie. Now we just need Josh Ragland to come through on the Blues Brothers. Josh, we're depending on you. Don't kill the streak. Here, I'm going to show it now. I can't believe no one's bought it. This was a no bid earlier. $55 buy it now. This is an 87 club pressing. It's still available. $55 buy it now. 87 club near mint on the Smiths. I have a feeling somebody might buy it now. It is $55. I've got new vinyl to show you. New vinyl. I've still got 3 more crates to go through. Goodness gracious. And then I've got 4 more crates of vintage to go through. All right. Jeffrey's out on Kiss. Jared's at 136. Chad, Clint Howard wants Steely Dan. I got that pulled. Clint Howard got Steely Dan. I got that pulled. Colin Butler said he'll take the Smiths. Colin, great decision. I knew he was debating about it earlier. That's at $55. Tim Luddy's at 81 on the Rat. Tim Luddy's at 81 on the Rat. So I think Kiss is done. I'm going to do a final call. Jared, you can tell Jared likes Kiss. Look at his profile picture. You can tell Jeffrey likes Kiss. Look at his profile picture. These are Kiss fans 100%. New vinyl. I don't know what's in here. We're about to find out. Josh Ragland said he'll take the Blues Brothers. And there may be some stuff we get waiting list on. I'll let y'all know when we hit those. That is sold. Chad shouldn't have Sean first right on the Smiths. Sean said, oh, I see what you're talking about. Sean Netzel. I had to leave for a while. Just got back. What did the Smiths go for? Sean, it is available. I didn't even see that. It's $55. You actually would have dibs on it. And then Colin said he'll take it. But Colin has it right now at $55, but you were before him. I didn't even see that. All right. Calvin's at 83 on Rat. Tim, you're out. I'm about to sell Kiss. Let's see what's in here. The Cult, self-titled, $44.99 on the Cult. That's on the white vinyl. Let me make sure nobody was waiting on that. It's weird that I only got 1 in. That tells me nobody was waiting on it. If I only got 1 in, unless they were sold out, there was probably no waiting list on that. Well, my laptop is acting funny. There we go. Midnight Sun, that never did come back in. Red vinyl, I never did get any more of those. And no, that was it on the Cult. So that's available. It's on white vinyl. I only have 1. The Cult is $44.99. It's on white vinyl. Collins got it. So we'll keep the Cult. We'll keep the Smiths at $55. Jeffrey Dunovit gets this one. Thomas Hujar, if you're okay with a waiting list, I can get more. I'll put you down for 1, but sell that one to Jeffrey Dunovit. Next is, I've got some punk stuff, okay? I clicked on the punk genre tab for one of my distributors, and I ordered like 10 of the top best sellers. This is one of them, $28.99. All problematic, $28.99. And I have a feeling if I can sell anybody any of these, it's going to be to Mike Massey, and we may have a bunch of waiting lists because I've only got 1 of like all of them. So A lot of stuff I've never had before. So we'll probably sell it to first come, first serve. I'll take waiting list and I'll get them for next week's invoice. That's called all problematic. But this is stuff that I'm not real familiar with. I probably should post more pre-orders. And plus it's in stock. And I'm like, well, we'll try it out. We're always trying to expand our repertoire here. Thomas, let me know, Thomas Hujar, let me know if you're okay with a cult waiting list. Those will be in next week. We're going to go ahead and sell the Kiss. Jared McLaughlin, $136. That's so to Jared. Rat was at 81. Then Rat was at 83. And the first to all was Mike Massey. First to all, Mike Massey. Jason Kenton second and James Bragg third. I'm going to keep y'all on a waiting list if that's okay. That's for all problematic. Thomas says also on a waiting list for that. All right, let me see what else I got over here in my Japanese stack. There's been several people ask about this record. I think it's really cool. I'd never seen anything like it before. It's actually pretty tough to get. It's pristine. It's a $75 start. It's Hulk Hogan. Really cool. Let's take a look at this. $75 start. I don't know if you'll, of course, it's Japanese. They're all in a really nice condition, but it's a picture disc, actually. I don't know what it is. Interview, theme music. I don't know. Sounds of the Ring. It's perfect, though. Hulk Hogan. That's what the disc looks like. It's a picture disc. It is pristine, and then a really cool cover. Check that out. That is really cool. With Obi, it's pristine. And that's all that it has. Just the cover, the Obi, and a picture disc. No insert. If it had an insert, it's missing. But this has nothing else with it except cover, Obi, and the picture disc. That's a $75 start. The Cult went to Jeffrey Dunovitt. And then that record, we need to put Thomas Hojar down on a waiting list. Okay. And then, of course, all went to Mike Massey, Jason Kent, and James Bragg on waiting list. It's an insane Japan song about Hulk Hogan. There you go. Craig just shared the track listing. If anybody knows Japanese, there you have it. All right. Heck yeah, brother. All right. Rat. Tim Luddy, I need to know if you're in or out. We got a war going on for Rat. Calvin's at $85. Tim's back in at $86. If Hulk Hogan's holding a guitar, he's probably not going to play it. He's probably going to smash it over somebody's head. Sly and the Family Stones, Greatest Hits, $29.99. We had one person on a waiting list for that, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check right quick. Sly and the Family Stone Greatest Hits. I've got two. If I don't, then I've got two available. They're $29.99. I don't have a waiting list. So I've got two copies of Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits available. This is $29.99. Great stuff here. I've been selling a bunch of these. $29.99. Thank you for being my friend. Everyday People, Dance to the Music, everything else that you want by Sly and the Family Stone. $29.99. Calvin's at $90 on Rat. There's a Riot Going On, also by Sly and the Family Stone. That's on red vinyl, $31.99. And a restock of Jethro Tull. This is the indie exclusive on Coke Bottle Clear Vinyl. Coke Bottle Clear Vinyl for Jethro Tull, $38.99. Jethro Tull, that's his newest album. Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull, Rock Flute. Looks like Rock Flute. $38.99, which would make sense. Tim, you're back out on Rat. Calvin's at $90. Kyle, I knew you was wanting one, but I didn't have your name on the spreadsheet, so I'll go ahead and tag you one live. I've got one left. Who has the high bid on Hulk Hogan? James Cohorn bid first. Michael McDowell, you were second at $75, but James was in first. So Michael, if you want to bid, now's the time. And we got Jethro Tull going to Kyle Gregory. Jethro Tull going to Kyle Gregory. I got one left. We have Winger Pool. Let me see who is on the waiting list for that. Winger Pool is on orange red vinyl. Winger Pool. Let me see how many Winger Pools I need to pull, because I got some more over here in the other bin. I think there is a waiting list. That's why I've got my list right over here. Derek Bowman. I'll go ahead and set this one aside, but I do have more. This is on orange red vinyl. Winger Pool, $44.99. Let me go over here and grab the rest. These got separated. I think I got them from two different distributors because I was worried. Friday Music Stuff. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I will tell you this, it's always hard to get, and it's very limited. When they're done, unless they make it on a different color, they're gone. $44.99. So that one, Derek Bowman, I've already got one pulled for you. Dwayne wants one here live right now. That is sold to Dwayne Sevilla. Rat is at $90, Calvin Ward. 10 seconds left. Hulk is at $80 with Paul Brothers. James Cohorn, you're out. Let me know if you're out for sure. Got a restock of this, CA Quintet. I need to pull one for Paul that works here. He wants one. I've got one left. This is Trip Through Hell. This is a rare psych record repressed by Sundays on colored vinyl. Like it says, the original sells for thousands of dollars, which is true. Super, super rare psych album for $33.99. You can have this one. Michael's out on Hulk. Now we just need to see if James Cohorn's out. Rat's at $95 with Calvin. I don't think I posted a pre-order for this next record. I'll go ahead and show it. Let me scroll through. This is a new reissue. Check out the cover. Silverchair Diorama. That's limited to 3,000 on purple vinyl with this unique rainbow foil cover. That is $38.99 for Silverchair. Let me make sure I didn't have a pre-order posted for that. I don't know. So I'm going to scroll through, and I don't think I did. But I'm going to make sure. If I did, I won't be surprised. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. So I've got 3 available, $38.99. I've got 3 available for $38.99. Calvin's at $95 on Rat. Final Call on Hulk Hogan for $80. Silverchair is going to go to Jason Kenton, James Bragg, and Paul Brothers. Those are all sold. If anybody else wants one, let me know. Jason Kenton, James Bragg, and Paul Brothers. This for sure I had a pre-order on. Let me see how many I need to pull. I posted this and I sold a lot more than I expected. Evidently, it's very difficult to get. Let me find it before I show you what it is. They're $38.99. This is called Power Mad, Absolute Power. These are in if you pre-ordered it. It's from Music on Vinyl, limited to 1,000 on silver. That's Power Mad, $38.99. Let me read off everybody who got a pre-order on that, and I'll see how many extras I have left. This is Power Mad. Scott Smith got one. J.J. Wilson got one. Jared Benoit got one. Alvo Dabney got one. Rob Scheffler. So did, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Randy was 7. Who was number 6? I skipped over number 6 somewhere, or somebody deleted their comment, which happens. I have some people go in and change their mind. Randy Scarborough and James Bragg and Chris Poliski. So let me go make sure I have all those down. That's Scott Smith, J.J. Wilson, Jared Benoit, Alvo Dabney, Rob Scheffler, Randy Scarborough, and James Bragg, and Chris Poliski. Yeah, 9 copies. So I've got 4 extra. This is Power Mad, Absolute Power, which I believe that's metal, right? Metal or thrash metal. $38.99. $38.99. Yes. You had to reset your feed? Okay. Okay, did mine freeze too? Is anybody still alive out there? Or comments coming in and we can't see them? I got Hendry said, did you get me for a Sly Hits? I didn't. Hendry Smink wants a Sly and the Family Stone Hits. I don't know if you see that on your feed yet, but let me know. Mike says, oh good. Okay, I guess this nobody wants any Power Mads, right? I've got 4 left. 4 left. Yeah, I see comments now. Okay, Hulk Hogan. Let's go ahead and sell these. Paul Brothers gets the Hulk Hogan for $80. That's really cool. Hulk Hogan is $80. And Rat is sold to Calvin Ward for $95. That's, oh man, Tim's still bidding. Tim actually never did say out. Let's give that a few more moments. Tim, I think your bids are just coming in so slow. I was picking it up. Tim's at 96 on Rat. Calvin, sorry about that. He never did say out, to be fair. He's still bidding. 96 on Rat. Autumn Betts wants a CA Quintet. Autumn Betts wants a CA Quintet. Troy, I did not get the, I don't know how you say that. SZA? SZA? I know it's a new artist. I do not have that. But if you want one, I can get it. Okay, another new release from Music on Vinyl. Tigers of Pantang Wildcat. This is on black vinyl, but I think it's the first time they've done it. Debut album featuring the singles Don't Touch Me There, Susie Smiled, and Unathiza, maybe? $38.99. Caesar's how you say that. Okay, Tim is out on Rat. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. Calvin Ward gets the Rat for $100. That is the most nicest copy of that record I think I've ever seen. That is unbelievably nice. Japanese import, or U.S. import to Japan. Tigers of Pantang sold to Darren Wortman, and Dwayne Sevilla also wants one. That's a new release for this Friday. If anybody else wants one, I only got two. Of those. I only got two. So if anybody else wants one, let me know. I have a strong feeling I can get more. Let's put up some other really nice Japanese records, and I'm going to do two more, and then I'm going to jump over to some of the other U.S. stuff that I pulled out of the bins. And here's our next one. It's Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. You may have heard of them. This is a pristine copy. It is super, super nice. I'll show you all the details right now. Magical Mystery Tour is going to be just, Seth, this is incredible, just a $45 start. Wow. I'm making this very dramatic, but that's my job. The vinyl is pristine. Magical Mystery Tour has this is the original inner sleeve that came with most of these. It's a black inner sleeve. That's how those came. There's the Japanese lyric insert. This album also is a gatefold. Really nice cover with Obi. It has the book, which is actually still not detached. I thought it was detached. Still not detached. This is how these always are. This was too heavy for this binding. 9 out of 10 that I see are not attached. So I guess you get a loose booklet with page 1 and the last page still attached. At first glance, it looked like it was attached, but it's not. That's up for bid. The book is there, though. Vinyl's near mint, inner sleeve, and insert. Now, let me check my reference page over here. This is another good one. This is an artist called Kiss. Probably going to be the same start as the last one, which I think I said actually should be a little bit more. I think this is even harder to get and probably more desirable than the Elder album we sold. But I am going to start it for the same price. Creatures of the Night is a $95 start. It is pristine. Japanese Creatures of the Night, Kiss, $95 start. That is near mint and pristine. Cover, same thing with Obi. And that's all I can tell you about it. Kiss, Creatures of the Night. It is really, really nice. $95 start on that as well. Hendry got the Sly and the Family Stone. That's a really nice copy. I don't see any inserts with it. I don't see anything but the disc, the cover, and the Obi. Magical Mystery Tour, 45, 55, 45, 60, and 70. Put down Jared Benoit for a Tigers of Pantang waiting list. Sarah's at 95 on Kiss. Got a restock from Analog Productions. This is an amazing sounding record. The Door, self-titled. It's cut 100% from the Analog Masters. It's a 2-disc, 45 RPM. Break On Through, Soul Kitchen, Light My Fire, Backdoor Man, Take It As It Comes. $69.99 from Analog Productions, 2LP, 45 RPM. That is fantastic. I opened one the other night and listened to it. I said, whoa. Haven't had this in a while. I've only got one. Louis Armstrong Collected from Music on Vinyl, $44.99. Louis Armstrong Collected, $44.99. And a restock of Jerry Cantrell's Degradation Trip. Jerry Cantrell Degradation Trip, $44.99. Magical Mystery Tour, $60. Magical Mystery Tour, $70. Kiss 95, Kiss 100. Here's the only thing left in this bin. Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits, one copy, $29.99. Sly and the Family Stone, red vinyl, there's a riot going on, $31.99. Jethro Tull, newest album, indie exclusive clear vinyl, $38.99. Last copy of Winger Pull, $44.99, red orange vinyl. New Music on Vinyl reissue, Power Mad, Absolute Power, $38.99, silver vinyl. The Doors, $69.99. Louis Armstrong Collected is sold to Sherry Darnell. And Jerry Cantrell Degradation Trip, $44. That's Jerry Cantrell, lead guitarist and also kind of co-vocalist of Alice in Chains. And now with the new Alice in Chains, he kind of is the vocalist. They have the other person that tours with him as well, but Jerry, one of the front men there. Let me grab a crate of new vintage arrivals. This is why we do this. We bring out these fantastic, beautiful vintage records from all these collections. Paul will be here, by the way, if we're still live. He's probably still a ways out. We got to go open the gate so we can unload his vehicle. New vintage arrivals. We got 2 auctions up that's getting a lot of activity. I think the Beatles have slowed down. We got Peter Policino at 70. Kiss was at 95, 100. How much is the Doors? $69.99 on the Doors. Kiss is at 110. Fred's out on the Beatles. Kiss 130. Kiss 140. Doors, if I ain't already on the wait list. Darren, I haven't tagged you for one of those this week, so I didn't have a waiting list for that, so let me tag you right now. The Doors is a 2LP, 45 RPM, Analog Productions. Sell that to Darren Wortman. Where's Boggy Depot? We're waiting for a reissue. And Kiss is at 140, 160, 170. Final Call, Magical Mystery Tour for 70. Here's what we have next. This is, I don't know, Pebbles. It's Pebbles, Volume 10. The compilations. Pebbles Volume 10 is $19.99. Pebbles Volume 10, $19.99. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, $24.99. Elvis Costello, $24.99. The Association Birthday, $14.99 for the Association Birthday. Wham! Shrink Wrap Hop Sticker, Inner Sleeve, Near Mint, U.S. Press. Make It Big, $39.99. Includes the #1 smash hits, Wake Me Up Before You Go, Careless Whisper, Everything She Wants, and Freedom. Billy Joe, Piano Man, $19.99. In shrink wrap, nice price from Target, $19.99. $19.99. Janie C. Riley, Harper Valley PTA, $9.99. George Benson, Living Inside Your Love. George Benson is $16.99. Firefall, Elon, that is sealed. Firefall has never been opened, $19.99. And Dr. John, City Lights, $24.99 for Dr. John City Lights. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, Motel Shot, $24.99. First claim out of here, John Porter wants JCR. That's Janie C. Riley, JCR. And Jeff McMaster wants FF. That's, I think, for the sealed Firefall, right? And Brent Rabley wants DJ for Dr. John. We're also going to go ahead and sell Magical Mystery Tour to Peter Policino for $70. Peter gets MMT. And Sarah Morgan, let me know if you're in or out on Kiss. James Bragg has that for $210. Kiss, Creatures of the Night. James Bragg has that for $210. I'm going to see what I've got over here in my US stack. We've got the Animals. This is Animal Tracks. I haven't had a copy this nice probably since that Pennsylvania collection, which this one reminds me, this collection reminds me a lot of that. Just really nice 60s records. Side 1 here, almost virtually no marks, just a couple hairlines. Side 2 has like one scuff here, but just unusually nice for an album. Plus, this is a good one. Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood's on here. We got to get out of this place. This is a $20 start. It also has the original MGM Company inner sleeve. It's not perfect. We don't have notes on it, but I can promise you it's a nice copy. That's a $20 start for the Animals. And Sarah's at $220 on Kiss. James says he's out. So Sarah, you've got Kiss for $220, going once, going twice. This is Sly and the Family Stone, Dance to the Music. I've never seen this before. It's a 71 Terre Haute, $19.99. Dance to the Music, $19.99. Don't see that too often. Sly and the Family Stone, $19.99. John Duran is at $20 on the Animals. Kansas, Leftoverture. It does have a clip corner. Kansas is $19.99. And Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe, $19.99. Yes, Peter Policino. John Duran is at $20 on the Animals. Final Call. Kiss is at $220. Final Call. Michael Ward's at $22 on the Animals. Lots, as I expected, lots of people on Sly. Jeff was first. Jeff McMaster, then Mark Cunningham, then Colin, then Mel, then Calvin. These are not check condition. No, these are not check condition. Animals 22-23. We still got Kansas. Carry On, My Wayward Son. The best of the band. $29.99 for the best of the band. And how to get the most out of your stereo. How to get the most out of your stereo. $29.99. But check this out. From Warner Brothers. It's on yellow vinyl from 1960. How to get the most out of your stereo. $29.99. 23 on the Animals, now 25, then another 25, and then another 25. Sherry Darnell first to the band. Sherry Darnell first to the band. The Pretenders, really nice copy. $19.99, also has the original inner sleeve with it. The Pretenders is $19.99. Paul wants How to Get More Out of Your Stereo. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Best of ZZ Top. ZZ Top's best of $34.99. Prince, Around the World in a Day, 1985 club copy, $34.99. The Animals is now at $26. George Ellis first to the Pretenders. Animals is at $27. And Stevie Nicks, Bella Donna, original inner sleeve, near mint, $19.99. Paul Brothers first to Kansas. These are going fast, as I expected. That is sold to Jeff McMaster. Firefall was Jeff McMaster. He commented FF. Paul Brother got Kansas, and Mel Webster got Stevie Nicks. Let me get everybody updated on our auctions. First is the Animals, which is Animal Tracks. This is OG. I'm going to call it EX Plus. It's definitely EX Plus. High bid is at $30 with John Duran. We just got a new claim come in. That was with Alex Roman on ZZ Top. Those are all sold, and I'm going to go ahead and end this auction, which is Kiss, Creatures of the Night. That's sold to Sarah Morgan for $220. That's sold to Sarah Morgan. Animals is at $32. Let me go over here and grab a new Japanese auction. We're going to keep these balanced. Let's see. Which one would y'all probably want to see first? Probably Blondie. Always a demand for this album. Parallel Lines, and it's a Japanese pressing, and it gets requested quite often. Blondie, Parallel Lines. Let me see what we got over here with Blondie, Parallel Lines. This is going to be a $45 start. Blondie, Parallel Lines. Let's take a close look at it. Blondie, Parallel Lines. Vinyl, near mint and pristine. Near mint and pristine. Blondie, Parallel Lines. Got it in a new Japanese anti-static. Cover, very nice. It has a Japanese insert with it. Also very nice. I see one spot right there on the obi. A little bit of discoloration on the back. $45 start on Blondie, Parallel Lines. This is by Edgar. This is the Alan Parsons Project. Progressive Rock. It has a sticker on the back. Progressive Rock from 20th Century Records. This is Alan Parsons Project music. This is the Alan Parsons Project. Original Arista inner sleeve. That is $19.99. Animals is at $34. We're in the middle of a fantastic bin if you're just joining us. Adam and the Ants, King of the Wild Frontier. $24.99 for Adam and the Ants. The fantastic Ike and Tina Turner. $19.99. Ike and Tina Turner. $19.99. Don Henley, I Can't Stand Still. Sold one of these the other night. Like I said, Dirty Laundry's on here. Great sounding record. Great album. $19.99. Bob Dylan, New Morning in shrink wrap. $34.99 for Dylan, New Morning. Pebbles, Volume 6. Pebbles Volume 6. That's $19.99. And the Savage Rose Refuge. That is $19.99. The Savage Rose. Animals is at $35. John Duran's out. The Animals is on its final call. If you want to bid on Blondie, now's the time if you want to bid on Blondie. Kiss Alive. It's a 76 Terre Haute with the booklet. $54.99. It's very clean. Kiss Alive, original label, $54.99 with the booklet. That is available. Thomas Bowman is at $45 on Blondie. Thank you, Thomas. Roger Ramjet wants the Ike and Tina Turner. That's sold to Roger Ramjet. And Beck Ola. Jeff Beck, Rod Stewart. Very nice copy. $19.99 on Beck Ola. Argent, all together now. Argent has the hit song Hold Your Head Up. $19.99. Argent Gatefold. Also original label. Orange. $19.99. Thomas Bowman, final call on Blondie, final call on Animals. I'm going to end those at the same time. Let's go ahead and sell R.M. Lazelle, the Alan Parsons Project. And there's a couple in here that hadn't sold, but should. The Poco Seiko Singers, Shades of Time. I don't think I've ever seen this one. And, of course, this is Don Williams on lead vocals in shrink wrap. Columbia 2Y, $19.99. Pozo Seiko, Don Williams on vocals, $19.99. Tangerine Dream Cyclone, $24.99 on Tangerine Dream. And The Doors, Live She Cried, $34.99. Dr. Hook Live. Dr. Hook is $14.99. The Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, $14.99. Glenn Fry, No Fun Allowed. Glenn Fry is $19.99. And The Power Station, 33 1/3. The Power Station, $24.99. Colin Butler, first to Tangerine Dream. Roger Ramjet, You Were Second. Kelly Gabney, first on PS for Power Station. John Leal, You Were Second. Blondie is sold to Thomas Bowman. Thomas, if you're a first-time buyer, thank you and welcome. We need to get your information, which you can send to us via message, Facebook message. We need your email address and mailing address. Thomas, I don't think you bought from us before. If you have, sorry that I can't remember, but I don't think you have. We do $7 in limited shipping. We're going to do this again tomorrow. We do this almost every night. We're going to do this again tomorrow. We're going to do it the next day, and then the next day as well, Friday and Saturday. Animals is sold to John Porter for $35. Those are both sold. Those are both sold. Let's see here. Jared Benoit wants on a waiting list for DRI 4 of a kind. We will write that down right now. I've still got 3 more bins of vintage to go through, and I've got 2 more crates of new vinyl to go through. It's already 9:15. Olivia Newton-John. This is $9.99. Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits Volume 2. This has Xanadu on it. And let's get physical. $9.99. Tell It Like It Is, Aaron Neville. Tell It Like It Is, Aaron Neville, $19.99. Tell It Like It Is. That's a collectibles label reissue. Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling, $14.99. And Pebbles Volume 13. These Pebbles are really good, by the way, if y'all don't know about these. Pebbles is $19.99. And Rod Stewart, self-titled, Gold Stamp Promo and Hype Sticker, $14.99. Tommy Flowers, first on Aaron Neville. That's a collectibles Golden Classics reissue. All 3 Pebbles are still available, Fred. Brian, you were second on Aaron Neville. Tommy, you were third. Colin wants Pebbles. I'm assuming you want Volume 13 here, Colin. Let me know on that. The other 2 is still available. Jethro Tull, War Child, is $19.99. Brittany Bragg was second on Pebbles. The Fix, Walkabout. The Fix is $24.99. And George Thorogood Live, $19.99. George Thorogood Live. Bonnie Tyler, Faster Than the Speed of Night. Bonnie Tyler is $9.99. And King Crimson is a 78 specialty press. Really nice, though. Super clean vinyl. Of course, awesome cover. $44.99 for King Crimson. 78 press on that. Kiss Alive 2. $54.99. 1985 pressing. 1985 pressing with booklet and original inner sleeve. That is $54.99. $54.99. Traffic, Heavy Traffic. This is a greatest hits. Dear Mr. Fantasy, Feeling All Right. That's in shrink wrap, $24.99. Jim Capaldi, Some Come Running. This is sealed, it looks like. That is sealed, $19.99. We have Flashback, The Best of Jay Giles Band, also sealed. This is unopened. The Best of Jay Giles, $29.99. The Cars Door to Door is $34.99. And Swing That Music, Satchmo, Louis Armstrong. This looks like a German compilation, $9.99. This is Led Zeppelin, $69.99. This is a French bootleg called In Through the Outtakes. In Through the Outtakes. This is a Led Zeppelin, contains unreleased studio versions of In the Light, The Rover, Trampled Underfoot, Car Sub, that song, South Band Ceres, Hot Dog, Custard Pie, and more. That's really cool, actually. That is a Led Zeppelin unreleased tracks bootleg. Tommy Flowers, First to L.A., that's Louis Armstrong. Roger Ramjet, I was waiting for somebody to buy these. Roger's going to get Kiss Alive 1 and Kiss Alive 2. Roger Ramjet claiming both of the live Kiss albums, 1 and 2. Those are both sold to Roger. Ramjet, Sarah, you were second on Louis Armstrong. John Leal wants the Led Zeppelin boot. And looks like Willie was second. Everything in here is sticker price. I'm going to read through these one more time. If you want anything, let me know. Let me get a couple new auctions started. We have more of the Monkeys, and this is in mono. It was such a nice copy. It has the Colgum's inner sleeve. It's in mono. It's very nice. It's more of the EX Plus than Near Mint Minus. It has a scuff right here. That's side 2. Side 1 has almost no marks on it. Just very, very nice. More of the Monkeys is in shrink wrap. That's a $20 start. $20 start. It's in shrink wrap. More of the Monkeys. I don't know what pressing, but I can tell you it's in mono. Next comment was Fix and Prints for Arm Lazelle. Let me go ahead. When I get to those, let me pull them now. Because there may be there was way too much good stuff left over in here. So there may be a lot of activity. Let me go ahead and pull those right now. That is sold to Prince, or Fix and the Prince is sold to Arm Lazelle. Fred wants the other 2 Pebbles albums. There's 1, and Jeannie said any left. They're all spoken for now. I'm kind of surprised they didn't sell like as soon as I pulled them out, but they're definitely gone now. There's 1 and there's the other. Those are both sold. And just like John just said, most Monkeys, just like a lot of Beatles albums, they're trashed. That's a $20 start. That is probably, I like that one more than their debut album. Of course, it has, I'll read you the tracks in just a second. We auctioned off one of these, I think, last night or the night before. This is in this new shipment we just got in. It is perfect. It is beautiful. And that is Boston's self-titled debut album. Japanese pressing, $65 start. Beautiful copy. If you don't have one already, you should consider this one. Even the inner sleeve, even the lyric insert's nice. Super nice cover, Obi, nothing wrong with it. That's a $65 start, $20 start on the Monkeys. Okay. Chip Hall wants King Crimson and Kiss 2. Kiss 2's already spoken for, but I can pull you King Crimson. There's not going to be much left when I start going through these. Let me go ahead and do that now, though. This is Elvis Costello. If you want prices, let me know. Second time going through these. The Association Wham, $39.99, mint with shrink wrap and hop sticker. Billy Joe Piano Man, George Benson, Delaney and Bonnie, Adam and the Ants, Don Henley, Bob Dylan, I forgot his name, Jeff Beck, The Savage Rose, Argent, Poco Seco, The Doors, Dr. Hook Live, the Doobie Brothers, Glenn Fry, Olivia Newton-John, Lionel Richie, Rod Stewart, Jethro Tull, George Thorogood Live, Bonnie Tyler, Heavy Traffic, Hits Comp, Jim Capaldi, Best of Jay Giles, and The Cars. Kelly O'Shea's at 65 on Boston, going once, going twice. What brand energy drink? It's great value. It's great value. They're little energy packets. Joe Maynard wants to know the Adam Ant price. Adam Ant was right in here. Joe Maynard, that was $24.99. King of the Wild Frontiers, near mint. Next claim was Thomas Bowman. He wants LR and BT. LR and BT. LR, could that be Lionel Richie and Bonnie Tyler? Could be common initials. Let me make sure there's nothing else in here. Go ahead and let me know if that's correct, though. LR and BT. I don't see any more LRs or BT, so I think those 2 are sold to Thomas Bowman. How much was Adam Ant? Paul also asked $24.99. Price on Don Henley. Don Henley was $19.99, I believe. Don Henley, I Can't Stand Still. Yep, $19.99, Ron. Chip Hall wants to put back King Crimson. We need to put that back. Kevin Boyer on Jim Capaldi. Here's King Crimson if anybody wants it. It's a beautiful 78 specialty. For some reason, another record we usually don't get in high grade, so this is back available if anybody wants it, $44.99. I do not have, I probably do have it, but I don't have it tonight. The Monkeys is at $20. Joe Zanelli wants to know the Dr. Hook Live price. The Dr. Hook Live is $14.99. $14.99. Next was Thomas Bowman said yes, and that was for those 2 I've already pulled out for him. Arm Lazelle wants to know the price on the Cars. That was door to door. That was $34.99. Chad Ragel's going to go ahead and claim the Heavy Traffic comp. Ron Stoltz said sold. and he asked for the price on Don Henley, so we can go ahead and sell that to Ron Stoltz. Next was, I think we're caught up. And I think Chip Hall's changed his mind. He says, I'll take it. I was about to say, probably shouldn't put back a high grade, any kind of pressing of King Crimson. That is sold to him. I've kind of forgot about our auctions. They probably should be sold, but I'm going to do one more call. We have Kelly O'Shea's at 65 on the Boston. Final call. And More of the Monkeys did get a bid, $20 with Chad. Final call on that. And Adam and the Ant. Joe, you asked first. That is sold to you. Joe Maynard gets Adam and the Ants. What is the Doors? That's a live album called Alive She Cried. Alive She Cried, $34.99. Is George Thorogood a 2LP? No, this is not. To my knowledge, this was never released as a 2LP. $19.99 if you do want that. Okay, that is more like it on that crate. There's still some stuff in there I can't believe hadn't sold. The other two Pebbles are sold to Fred Carnell. Yeah, the other two Pebbles went to Fred. All right, I have lots more vintage to go through, but I do have to remind y'all of a big new release that came in this week. Let me go through those one more time. And let me see what I've got here. Yeah, this is some stuff we have waiting list for, etc., etc., just so you know what to expect, and you may want to buy one live. Joe Maynard says, I'll take it regardless. Okay, so I've got this bin of new vinyl, which is technically the last bin. The other bin has about 50 copies of Def Leppard in it and a few more copies of the new Ghost album. But let me grab my laptop because some of these albums we do have waiting lists for. And like I said earlier, tonight's new vinyl has got obliterated. Well, pretty much everything has, but especially new vinyl. Let me get my laptop fired up here. Let me pour some gasoline in it. And not Ghost. This first album is Daft Punk, and I knew there was 3 or 4 people waiting on it. And this has died. That's okay. I know three people on a waiting list for that. I have no more access to my laptop. Let me go ahead and set these aside. I've got one extra to sell. There was 3 people on a waiting list. I have a feeling y'all know who you are. But this is Random Access Memories, Daft Punk, $54.99. Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. That is $54.99. I've got one extra to sell. By the way, I still got an Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, a Duran Duran Rio, a Journey, a Cars. I've got more new Japanese pressings to put up in just a second. Let me try to get some power to my computer right quick. But I'll go ahead and show the stuff that I know I can sell, especially the Def Leppard and the Ghost albums that are pre-orders. We can go ahead and show those. But give me 1 second. Quick pause, and this time, any kind of downtime we have, we like to have music trivia. Just kidding. I don't have anything to ask you. I could ask you, how about you let us know, I usually do it when we first go live, you can let me know where you're watching from as I get my laptop plugged up. You can let me know where you're watching from. That's always helpful. You can say, I'm watching in Boca Raton, or I'm watching in Austin, Texas, or Gordonsville, Tennessee, or any other place like that. You can let me know right now where you're watching from. All right, Daft Punk. There was 3 people waiting on that album. That was Austin Calderon, Jerry Stone, and Todd Tipton. That was the waiting list for that album. That was Daft Punk Random Access Memories. I've got one left. That's a 10th Anniversary Expanded Edition. Includes 9 unreleased outtakes, 3 LP, 180 gram, with a poster. That was the 3 people that was waiting on that one. That was Daft Punk. That was Austin Calderon, Jerry Stone, and Todd Tipton. Those are sold. Those are sold. And I've got one left. Let me go back up to the top here and make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see here. So, Boston, this is sold. I'm going to lay these right here, Seth. That's sold to Kelly O'Shea for $65. Kelly O'Shea got that, and Chad Regal got the Monkeys for $20. That's sold for $20 to Chad Regal. Both of those auctions are sold. Let me see here. We have Aerosmith. That's a Japanese pressing I'm going to put up for auction Pennsylvania, St. Louis. Look at all these cities. Wow. Nolensville. That's just right down the road. Arizona, Pennsylvania, Chicago, Kentucky, Huntsville, Sevierville, Mississippi. John Lill's up in New York City. Vicky's watching in my hometown of Gornsville. No fish. Well, I do have a couple fish. Washington, North Carolina, Topeka, Kansas. Wow. All right, so I've got one copy of Daft Punk. Next, if anybody wants that, let me know. I've got Green Day. Here's one of those other that was in the top selling when I clicked on that punk category. Green Day Dookie. I thought I had these in stock too. I didn't. Green Day is $29.99. Green Day Dookie, $29.99. And Operation Ivy, this is called Energy, and I do have a waiting list for that. Operation Ivy is $28.99. And the waiting list for that was Chuck Wilson. Chuck, I've already got you down right now for an Operation Ivy. That's sold to Chuck Wilson. I have one left if anybody else wants that. The other one is Refused, The Shape of Punk to Come, a chemical abomination in 12 bursts. That's $29.99. Kelly O'Shea. Kelly O'Shea on that one. KELLY_O_SHAY is the way I remember it on my screen. Okay, I got two more. Before I read off that stack of other Japanese pressings, the Cars and the Aerosmith, I've got two more to run. Here. And then I got some more U.S. stuff, but let's do these. I've got Santana Abraxas. It's a beautiful copy too. Santana Abraxas. That is going to be a $45 start. Santana Abraxas, a $45 start. And the Asia self-titled is going to be a $35 start. So $35 start, Asia self-titled. This is a pristine Japanese pressing. Heat of the Moment, Soul Survivor, Time After Time. I think y'all have seen this before. I've sold several of them. This is another beautiful copy. Check out the inner sleeve. Has the solicitation form. That's a $35 start for Asia self-titled. Next is Santana Abraxas. Check out this. These are really cool because it's like a foil cover almost. Santana Abraxas, another near mint and pristine. This is actually a quadraphonic mix, by the way. Quadraphonic mix, SQ quadraphonic. That's a $45 start. There is a form telling you about quadraphonic. It comes with a poster. Comes with a Santana poster. Gatefold, very nice cover of Obi, $45 start on Santana. Those are $45 and $35. As soon as we get those sold, I'll move on to new. If you want to bid, please go right ahead. Okay, Refused is sold to Mike Massey. We'll put Craig, if you're okay with it, we'll put you down for a waiting list on Refused, The Shape of Punk. We'll sell that to Mike. Craig was second. Tribe Called Quest. Those are in here, James. I'm about to get to them. Asia's at 35, Santana's at 45. Next is Radiohead, Pablo Honey, $44.99. Let me make sure I didn't have a waiting list for that. Radiohead is $44.99. Paul Brothers was on a waiting list, so I've got one extra to sell. Pablo Honey by Radiohead. That is $44.99. And their major hit song, Creep, is on here. Santana's at 50 with John Lill. Eric's at 35 on Asia, going once, going twice. Blackberry Smoke, You Hear Georgia, $36.99. Blackberry Smoke, You Hear Georgia. Special appearances, All Rise Again featuring Warren Haynes and Lonesome for a Living featuring Jamie Johnson, $36.99. George Ellis wants Radiohead. That's sold to George Ellis. And we have Chris Wood Sr. on Blackberry Smoke. That's sold to Chris Wood Sr. I do have one copy of Operation Ivy available, and Green Day, and Daft Punk. Next is The Descendants, Everything Sucks, $28.99 on The Descendants. I've got one. No wait list for Craig on Refused. I'm going to order more anyway, so Craig, maybe you can catch one live the next time they're in. And we have great. This came back in stock. I wish I had them back ordered. I was able to get one. Looks like it's a 50th anniversary pressing of Grateful. This wasn't a pre-order or anything, just kind of popped up in stock. $34.99. The Grateful Dead's Working Man Dead, new and sealed. New and sealed on that. Okay, both auctions have new bids. John Lill's at 38 on Asia. So Eric Storbeck, you're out. John Lill has that for 38. John Lill is back in on Santana at 60. Cody also bid 60. Daniel Cody. John Lill was first. Colin Butler first to the Descendants. Jason Kenton, let me know if you want on a waiting list for that. That's Everything Sucks. Daniel's at 70 on Santana. We got a Japanese copy I'm about to auction, but these are new and sealed. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, $28.99. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, I've got 2 available, $28.99. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Make sure I don't have a waiting list. I got Chris Crowley on an Aerosmith Toys in the Attic, but that was from a long time ago. $28.99 on Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. So Daniel's at 70 on Santana. Eric's out on Asia. John's back in on Santana at 75. Daniel's at 80. Craig Weatherford wants Aerosmith. That's sold to Craig Weatherford. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. One left. One left on that. De La Soul, the Booloon Mind State. One available, $34.99. De La Soul, Booloon Mind State, that is $34.99. And the Notorious B.I.G., $36.99. That is his Greatest Hits. Greatest Hits. 2 LPs, too. $36.99. And Offspring Smash. I only have one of these. Offspring Smash is $28.99. Self-Esteem's on there. I like that one. Okay, so it looks like John Lill's going to end up with the Asia for $38, but let's do a final call. Asia, Japanese press, pristine, $38, insert inner sleeve, and they're still bidding on Santana. Michael Marth wants the Grateful Dead. I'm going to go ahead and order a couple of those because there's not many of the original Grateful Dead albums in stock in print. So if anybody else wants one of those for the next shipment, let me know. They're still bidding on Santana. We got Notorious, De La Soul, Offspring, and the Goo Goo Dolls' Greatest Hits. When this was repressed, or when this one came out, it was the first time on vinyl. That is $29.99. Sherry Darnell wants on the waiting list for The Dead, Working Man's Dead, and the Offspring is sold to Pete Gibbons. Offspring is sold to Pete Gibbons. That is smash. All right. We have Bad Religion, Suffer, $28.99. One copy, Bad Religion, Suffer. Sean, the hit songs are Slide, Iris, Black Balloon, Name, and many more. The Bouncing Souls, Hopeless Romantic, $28.99. The Bouncing Souls, Hopeless Romantic. And I've got 2 copies. I think there was a waiting list. Great Women of Song, Nina Simone. Let me type Nina in my spreadsheet. I've got Rebecca Barber. I had you down for one of these. Rebecca Barber, Great Women of Song, Nina Simone. So Rebecca, that's already sold to you. And I've got one left if anybody wants it. Looks like several people. First, let's go ahead and sell John Lill the Asia for $38. I'll get, because I think we're done on Santana, I'll get 2 new auctions rolling. Santana 90, 92, 95. Jerry Stone was first to the Bad Religion. And if y'all are okay with it, Brittany Bragg, I'll put you down for a waiting list. I ordered some punk records, like I said, in the punk genre. Now, whether you classify them as punk or not, that might be a debate. But some stuff I knew I hadn't had in a while or never had. So, Jerry Stone got that one. Brittany Bragg on the waiting list. Paul Beal on the Bouncing Souls. Paul Beal on the Bouncing Souls. And Jason Kenton, you was second on that. Let me know if you want on a waiting list. Nina Simone is $33.99, Josie. That's got some great tracks on it too, $33.99. Final call. John Lill's out on the Santana. Daniel Cody has it for $95. It's a quad pressing. It is a quad pressing. Near Men on the vinyl. Nice cover. Obi has the insert and the poster. Peter Tosh. I know there was a waiting list for this. Peter Tosh is $28.99. Someone saw one in the bin the other night, and they was like, how much is that? I said $29.99. Or $28, excuse me, they're $28.99, and then like 3 other people wanted it. Peter Tosh, legalize it. I got 2 people on a waiting list. Brian C. and John Howard. Brian C. and John Howard. So let me go ahead and pull these 2 out. Peter Tosh, and I've got Brian C. and John Howard already got those pulled for you. I've got 2 copies left to sell. Jeff Johnson wants the Goo Goo Dolls. Let me go ahead and pull that for Jeff Johnson. Also on that waiting list for Bouncing Souls is Mike Massey. Mike, I'll get you for one of those as well. Craig Thomas wants Peter Tosh. That's sold to Craig Thomas. I got one left live for you to purchase right now. Overkill. FU and then some. Overkill is $31.99. Overkill's $31.99. And let's go ahead and sell Santana so I can get 2 new auctions started. Daniel Cody. Daniel Cody is going to get the Santana Abraxas for $95. And then back down to the bottom, we're going to tag. Let me go ahead and pull Tosh. I'm going to get 2 new auctions introduced. Josie Wells is going to go ahead and take that last Peter Tosh. Let me go over here. I have a feeling there'll be some activity on these next auctions. Let me go ahead and get the KISS rolling before it's too late. But let me give you all a preview of these next Japanese auctions. Here's what I have left. Here's what I have left. And then we'll see what I'm probably going to do the Aerosmith and KISS, but these are all beautiful too. We have Heartbeat City. We have the Cars. We have Top Gun. The Cars Greatest Hits. Journey, that's probably on deck. Shrink Wrap Hop Sticker. That's probably on deck too. And then these are what's next. Love Gun and Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Let's take a closer look at them. We'll do Aerosmith's Greatest Hits first. That's going to be a $45 start for Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, $45 start. Let's see what it looks like. I don't know if we've had too many Japanese pressings of this. Vinyl, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Near mint and pristine, as you would expect. Covers in shrink wrap with Obi. Inner sleeve, not the prettiest. Boy, it has some heavy discoloration on it, actually. The inner sleeve here. Lots of... It's hard to believe that moisture does that, or whatever some of these have. Very nice, though, as far as the vinyl and the cover. Unfortunate about the insert there, but everything else is nice. That's a $45 start on Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Now, let's take a look at KISS Love Gun and see what all this thing has. Now, the best of my memory, the Japanese pressings did come with a gun, correct? I think the Japanese pressings did come with a gun. Or was that omitted with these? I hope one of my many KISS buyers are on, because I remember when I had the first big batch of these I ever got in, I kind of took a crash course on KISS Japanese pressings. This one, beautiful copy. So everything is perfect. I'm not seeing a KISS gun, which is, of course, if you ever find one of those, it just gets really incredible. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. We got the Japanese insert, which is also nice. And then this cover. By the way, the inking and the printing on these are incredible. And this is a really nice copy. KISS Love Gun, Japanese pressing. So we got Aerosmith, Greatest Hits, and KISS Love Gun up for auction. KISS Love Gun, this is the third and last auction of the night. We're talking on this one a $65 start. $65 start on KISS Love Gun. All right, let me go back up top. When I walked away, Josie Wells got Peter Tosh. And then we have, let's see here, Craig's at 45 on Aerosmith, and Jeffrey Donovan wants Overkill. KISS is VIP 6435. That should be, if that's not an OG Japanese pressing, then it's pretty close. 65 on Love Gun. We already got a $45 bid on Aerosmith. Soundgarden. This is super unknown. I had somebody request a copy of Bad Motorfinger, which I did not have, and I did not have Super Unknown in stock either. Super Unknown is $49.99. Fantastic grunge album, of course. Chris Cornell. I've got 2 of those, $49.99. Bernard Purdy. Pretty good. Paul Brothers, you was on a waiting list for that. That is a fairly new release. Let me see here. Let me type that in. Make sure it was Paul Brothers. Yeah, Paul Brothers. You was on a waiting list for that. That's $36.99. The second solo album from one of the best session drummers of all time. And Colin Butler gets that one. So let's tag Colin for that one. Paul got that. He was on a waiting list. I'll put it over here of all the waiting list stuff we have to tag. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Soundgarden is sold to UJ Miller. And Colin, you got the other Bernard Purdy. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. Final call on Aerosmith and final call on KISS. Craig's at 45 on Aerosmith. KISS is at 65 with John Leal. Final call. Promise, Frizzle Fry, $28.99 for Promise Frizzle Fry. And here is the Tribe Called Quest. The Low End Theory, $41.99. Brittany Bragg and James Bragg. Those are sold to y'all that you've been asking for those. I've got one extra. That's Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory. Low End Theory, Tribe Called Quest, $41.99. Final call on those two auctions. We had another Promise as well. Suck on This. That's on Cobalt Blue Vinyl. Promise is $26.99. $26.99. So Promise, Tribe Called Quest, another Promise, and Overkill Scorched Gold Vinyl, $44.99. Gold Vinyl, Overkill Scorched. John Leal, you're out on Kiss. Kiss is going to be a 77 press. They released 4 of them with that Obi in 77. There you have it. Thank you, Paul Beal. Well, I was about to end Aerosmith too. New bid. Craig's at 50. James Bragg wants Frizzle Fry by Promise. So Pork Soda, for those that's been wanting Pork Soda, it is out of stock. I've got a bunch back ordered. It's a 2 LP record. We're just waiting for those to come in. That's Promise Pork Soda. Here's what's left in here. New vinyl getting wiped out tonight. New bid on Aerosmith. Who was the first bidder at 45? Craig, you're out on Aerosmith. We got two Craigs bidding. Craig Proper bid 45. Craig Johnson bid 50. Craig Proper's out. Final call for $50. New bid on Kiss just came in at 70. Nina Simone is black vinyl. Nina Simone is black vinyl. Oh, that's not Nina Simone. Far from it. This is Great Women of Song, black vinyl by Verve, $33.99. Do you remember Promise Green Monogahide? Yes, those are still in stock. I need to order some of those because they're still available. Jared Benoit wants Promise. Jared, I'm assuming you won't Suck on This. Let me know if that's correct. And the other one there, Frizzle Fry, is sold to James Bragg. All right, so one copy of Daft Punk left, $54.99, 10th anniversary edition. Green Day Dookie, $29.99. Operation Ivy, $28.99. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, $28.99. De La Soul, $34.99. The Notorious is $36.99. One copy of Soundgarden left, $49.99. Tribe Called Quest, $41.99. And Overkill Scorched, $44.99. Okay, Bernard Purdy is Colin Butler's. Soundgarden, somebody commented SG, who was that? Soundgarden's is UJ Miller. UJ Miller on Soundgarden, Colin Butler got Bernard Purdy. I'll get on Salem Cheese. I actually have one of those around here, Brittany. Let me try to find that for you in just a second. I've got that in stock somewhere. This is Aztec. Todd, it says gold vinyl. It's the only thing, limited to 2,500. Michael Nath wants Nina Simone. Now, we've got 2 more bins of vintage, which I'm about to do back to back. But I've got one more crate of new vinyl. It's only 2 titles, okay? It's only 2 titles, but I really need to show it because one of them is about the biggest release of the week as far as pre-orders. If you don't count the restock of Soundgarden A-sides. So if anybody else wants anything in there, let me know. Let me go ahead and grab these. I feel like there's more somewhere else, but maybe not. But most of these are already spoken for, so let me go through these. Did we have a waiting list for Ghost? Because I have more in here. All right, so let me figure out where we're at on Kiss. John Leal's out, so Joe Maynard has that for 70. That's a final call, and Aerosmith is sold to Craig Johnson. This is sold to Craig Johnson for $50. Craig Johnson gets Aerosmith for $50. Joe Maynard has Kiss for 70. Final call on that, and then I'm going to put up some new auctions. Let me see what I've got here with the Def Leppard. Okay, new release. This is Def Leppard. This is called Def Leppard Drastic Symphonies. Let me count all these out and get everybody who wants one already set aside, then we can tag them live. This is called Def Leppard Drastic Symphonies. So that's kind of like, you know how Metallica did S&M? Kind of same thing. Def Leppard's here with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra doing their 16 classic Def Leppard tracks reimagined. And that, of course, has all the big stuff. Animal, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Hysteria. So very cool. Def Leppard with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. That's $49.99. The pre-order. Let me start laying these out. Joe Gabriel got one. Sherry Darnell got one. Amy Hutchings. These are 40. If you know you weren't on the pre-order and you definitely want one, go ahead and comment so you don't miss out. Jeff Johnson, Stacy Brown, Carlos Diaz, Lisa Davidson, and Gary Samuels. There's plenty more. Let me grab a crate to put these in. Gary Samuels was the last name that I read off. These are all pre-sold. Let me tag these. Def Leppard Drastic Symphonies. Drastic Symphonies. So Gary Samuels, we got Jerry Stone. We have Alvo Dabney Jr., Marco Martinez, Matt Algram, Brenda Medina, Kendall Watson Edwards, Brent Alverson, Mike Massey. Some of these comments are out of order. Todd Tipton, Randy Scarborough, Bubby Mercer, James Bragg, Jeremy Dalton, Paul Brothers, Bill Walton, Autumn Betts, Robert Voorhis wants to cancel his pre-order. Walt Cruz got two, but he only wants one. So those are all sold. These are $49.99. $49.99. That's a new 2LP, Drastic Symphonies, Def Leppard, $49.99. I've got one for Chris Kirkley, so we need to tag that one live. That's sold to Chris Kirkley. I've got 4 left. I would have only had 2 left. Walt only needed 1, no problem. And then we had 1 cancellation, which I really don't like on pre-orders, but that's okay. I've got 4 left of the new Def Leppard. I'm going to leave those out because the rest of these are sold. Now, I've already showed this album. These have already been shown, but here's what I have left of Ghost Pantomime. If you know for sure you don't have one, new Ghost, these are extras to sell. I think we had a waiting list, though. If not, I'll go back and rewatch the feed. This is $28.99. $26.99. That's on tan vinyl for Ghost Pantomime. Let's go ahead and tag Joe Maynard for the Kiss Love Gun. That's sold to Joe Maynard for $70. And if anybody else wants a Def Leppard, now's the time. These are all still available. These are all sold. Rob Scheffler for sure wants a Ghost. All right, let me condense these. Whoop. Let me condense these with these. And Tanner's going to have to write a bunch of sticky notes tomorrow. Well, I've never seen this much. We got 4 crates over here of pre-sold records, pre-orders, and stuff we sold, had waiting lists for. They're full crates, too. Okay. I think I can move my laptop now because we're done with waiting list and pre-orders. Let me lay that right over here. Does anybody need a Smashing Pumpkins Siamese Dream? Does anybody need a Smashing Pumpkins Siamese Dream? Rob Scheffler wants Ghost. I don't have any Ween in stock. And John Victor wants one of the new Def Leppards. That's so to John Victor. Jared, are you sure you wasn't on the pre-sale for Soundgarden? But yeah, there's all the new vinyl that's left. I'll recap that. Let's grab a crate. I think I have a crate of check condition stuff I hadn't been through yet. I've got a crate of, no, they're both near mint crates. Let me figure out which one I want to do first. Let's do this one. If you're still sticking with us, great vintage stuff. We're going to go through these fast and furiously. Great new vintage stuff. I hope you're on and you're focused and you're with us. OG Godsmack. Todd, that is an extremely difficult record. If we ever got that, it would be put up for auction and it would sell for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I want Super Unknown. Okay, oh, Super Unknown, not A-sides. Okay, so we need to tag a Super Unknown right here for Jared. Super Unknown. That, Todd, if we ever have that, I will let you know. It will be put up for auction. That is not easy to get. All right, 2 more auctions. 2 more auctions. These are $45 starts. $45 starts. Duran Duran Rio. The cover has a little bit of the foxing on it. Kind of makes her look like she's got freckles. The important part, though, the vinyl, it is near mint and pristine. The classic probably their most popular, Duran Duran Rio. So a VG Plus cover, near mint minus vinyl. We've got the 2-page flip, which is very nice. That's a $45 start. This was something that I think was stuck on the cover at one time. And that's it. So nice, decently nice cover, pristine vinyl. And then this is really nice. Journey Escape. Journey Escape is in shrink wrap with hype sticker. This is a $45 start. Journey Escape, near mint and pristine. It also has a Journey solicitation form. It has a Japanese insert. And it has the original inner sleeve, which this does have foxing on it. The cover doesn't. It's protected by shrink wrap. Has a #1 on the charts hype sticker. Those are very nice. Those are $45 starts. Journey Escape and Duran Duran Rio. Those albums were kind of popular, you know. All right, so new claims here. These are all first come, first serve. John Fogerty, Eye of the Zombie. $19.99 for John Fogerty. Sade, Promise, shrink wrap and hype sticker. $49.99. Craig Johnson wants an A-sides. Let me see how many more of those I got over here. Not many. I have one more, which is hopefully the one I was going to keep. But if anybody wants it, I'll sell it. Craig gets A-sides. First to Sade was Josie Wells, then Craig Weatherford, then Chris Gardner. Josie said, no Sade. Pass. So sell that to Craig Weatherford, then Chris Gardner. The Lonesome Sound of Hank Williams, a 1960 mono, $29.99. 60 mono, Lonesome Sound. Very clean. 1960 mono. So the way I understand with Hank Williams is, of course, he died, I believe, in 1954. When he died, he really didn't have any albums out, just 10-inch. He didn't have any 12-inch LPs, I think, that were released while he was alive on Earth. I think they were just 10-inch. That's why those 10-inch Hank Williams LPs are really tough to find. And, of course, he had 78s. Most of his music was on 78s. So these earlier albums are still very desirable, and they're hard to find in good condition. That's so did Jeff McMaster. Yep, he died, I think, in 1954 in the backseat of a car in Knoxville, Tennessee. Unfortunate. Okay, $64.90. I want to tell you the price on this. $64.99. You can't find a better one. It is absolutely dead mint. It's in shrink wrap. John said, John has seen a lot of records, okay? He's priced a lot of records. He said, I don't know if you'll see a better one. 68 Terre Haute, top copy, shrink wrap, dead mint. And of course, he discogs this. And he's like, man, these things keep going up. I was like, I know. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, one of these records, they keep getting more expensive and more expensive. This is sold to Zumo. I don't know if Tanner usually tags that as Zumo or Zumo. Do you have another name maybe we tag under? If not, just put it under Zumo. John Leal, you were second to Johnny Cash. It was New Year's Day 1953. Thank you. New Year's Day 1953. Thank you. Soundgarden is sold to Jared Benoit. Craig Johnson on the other one. A-sides to Craig Johnson. Santana is $24.99. Santana is $24.99. That's the reissue label. Very, very nice, though. Santana. Marshall Tucker Band, Tuckerized. $14.99 for Marshall Tucker Band. The Alan Parsons Project, Turn of a Friendly Card. $19.99 on Alan Parsons Project. Jimmy Buffett, Somewhere Over China. Jimmy Buffett is $19.99. And Madonna, Keep It Together. Madonna is $24.99. That's a 1990 12-inch single from Madonna. Expect No Mercy, Nazareth. If that looks a little different to you, that's because it's a Greek Vertigo pressing by Nazareth. $24.99. Expect No Mercy. Young, Gifted, and Black, Aretha Franklin. A 72 Richmond press. OG, beautiful. Beautiful Aretha album. $39.99. Young, Gifted, and Black. This is $49.99. Stand. Sly and the Family Stone. $49.99. Sly and the Family Stone. Stand. Craig's off for the night. Craig, thank you for tuning in. And as always, thanks for your help. I'm due to send you another gift. You're so helpful. Thank you. I got to find, let me know another grill you need for your collection. Wishbone Ash, New England, 1999. Wishbone Ash, New England. Clarence Carter, Let's Burn. Clarence Carter, 1999. Let's Burn, 1999. Uriah Heep, Sweet Freedom. That is 1999. And Chronicle, 20 Greatest Hits of Creedence Clearwater Revival, $34.99. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters, $34.99. And Seals and Croft is Sealed. That is $19.99. How much was the sold Folsom Prison? $64.99. Let's make these buy it nows. Duran Duran is a $45 buy it now. Duran Duran Rio. VG Plus cover just because of the foxing. Near mint vinyl. Duran Duran Rio. $45 buy it now. That's sold to Michael Grind. Journey. $45 buy it now. Escape. Near mint vinyl. Cover. Also near mint. Shrink wrap. Obi and hype sticker. The inserts were VG Plus. Journey's a $45 buy now. Could this possibly be the only Japanese pressing that does not sell, or the only auction that hadn't sold tonight? That's a $45 buy it now on Journey. I've got a couple more over here. Here's a, actually these were just not priced. Let me just price these straight out. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Dolly, Burt Reynolds soundtrack, $24.99. U2, Wide Awake in America, $34.99. And Carpenters, The Singles, 69 to 73, always in demand, $19.99. Those are $24, $34, and $19.99. Journey is not going to be left behind. It is sold to Grant Peltzer, $45 buy it now on that as well. $45 buy it now on that as well. Back to the bin. We have Pat Benatar, 7 the Hard Way, $14.99 for Pat Benatar. Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark, great album. $19.99. Court and Spark, $19.99. And Rant and Rave, The Stray Cats. Rant and Rave, The Stray Cats, that is $24.99. Beautiful copy. Michael Grind gets a U2. And Seth, that didn't have a sticker on it, so make sure that goes in at $34.99. Kenny Heathcock says, the Hoe House. He wants the Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton. That also didn't have a sticker. That needs to be marked for $24.99. And Thomas Bowman put O in, and I think he meant Pat for Pat Benatar. Is that right? Thomas Bowman on Pat Benatar. No, none of these are check condition. Allman Brothers is EX Plus to near mint minus. Gatefold, it's closer to the EX Plus side. Very nice though, $34.99. And Joe Maynard wants the Stray Cats. So that just leaves the Carpenters singles, $19.99. I do have more Japanese pressings. I have the rest of that stack that I showed you earlier. Let's do Top Gun, and let's do the Cars Greatest Hits. The Cars Greatest Hits. Very nice, right, Seth? Are you interested? $45 start. Seth says he's got it, of course. $45 start, the Cars Greatest Hits. My best friend's girl. Let's go. Magic. $45 start on the Cars Greatest Hits. This is near mint with Obi. It also has the inner sleeve. This is back to just absolute pristine copies here. Cover, Obi, insert, amazing. That's a $45 start. And we have Top Gun soundtrack, also a $45 start. It's beautiful. The OG Top Gun, $45 start. Near mint, pristine. Let's see what this has in it. Should have at least one insert. It does. Very cool Obi here. Lover Boy, Miami Sound Machine, Cheap Trick. Of course, the big songs, Danger Zone and Berlin's Take My Breath Away. Take Your Breath Away. Take My Breath Away. It probably took both of their breaths away. Especially if you've seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. Kind of risque. Probably kind of awkward to watch with your parents for the first time. We have Cars at $45, Top Gun $45, another $45 bid on the Cars. John Miller takes the Allman Brothers. Great decision. If you're just joining us, we're on the back end of the show, but it's still great because we're in new arrivals. These are new records, never shopped, never put out for sale. I got this crate. Then I've got another one. Then we're going to try to do a very quick recap, but there's a lot left, but based on what we've sold tonight, Not really, but there's a lot of great records. A lot of great records. Back to the crate. ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2, 1999. ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2, 1999. Heart Magazine. Heart Magazine is 1999. And Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Crush. OMD. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, 1999. 20 Original Winners, Volume 1. On Roulette, 20 Original Winners. $12.99. John Lill, first on Heart Magazine. That's actually their second album. A lot of people think it's Dreamboat Annie, or no, they think it's Dreamboat Annie and then Little Queen, then Magazine. This is actually their second album. Magazine's their second album. Shindig, $14.99. This is another compilation on the Cap label. It's in mono, it's in shrink wrap. This has artists such as The Searchers, Ruby and the Romantics, Johnny Symbol, Mr. Bassman. It's in shrink wrap, really nice, $14.99. This is tough to get. Peter Gabriel, Passion, music from The Last Temptation of Christ, a film by Martin Scorsese, $49.99. Peter Gabriel. I don't think I've ever had that before. $49.99. Craig Johnson is at 52 on the Cars Greatest Hits. That's going twice, going 3 times. Top Gun is at 45. That's going twice, going 3 times. George Ellis wants the Peter Gabriel. That's so did George Ellis. Fleetwood Mac is $54.99. This is getting tougher to find. Tango in the Night, super nice copy, inner sleeve. Fleetwood Mac, Tango in the Night, $54.99. John Fogerty, Center Field, $19.99 on John Fogerty, Center Field. Foreigner, die-cut cover, Foreigner's Greatest Hits. It's called Records, $34.99. Craig Weatherford on Tango in the Night. That's so to Craig Weatherford. And Jay Giles Band, You're Getting Even While I'm Getting Odd, $19.99. Jay Giles, $19.99. The Doobie Brothers, in shrink wrap, Minute by Minute, Michael McDonald, $14.99. Heart, self-titled, $19.99. And Sly and the Family Stone, Heard You Missed It? Well, I'm back. Heard you missed me, so I'm back, with Hop Sticker, $19.99. The Cars Greatest Hits is sold to Craig. Craig got the Cars for $52. John Lill, you got Top Gun for $45. John Lill, you got Top Gun for $45. Moving on. The Cars Greatest Hits is fantastic. No question about it. But if you just want one of their studio albums, I'm going to give you the one that is definitely the best. This is their self-titled first album. This is the Cars self-titled first album. Arguably one of the better debut albums of all time. I mean, like everything on here got radio play when it first came out. The vinyl is pristine, and I actually hadn't just had one of these by itself in a while. A little bit of discoloration and foxing along the top. Other than that, it's very nice. It's kind of noticeable back here on the back. This is also a $45 start. It includes the original Japanese insert, Rico Kasich, Benjamin Orr, Elliot Easton, Greg Hawkes. That's a $45 start. The Cars self-titled debut album. Now, the other Japanese record I have is also the Cars, so I can't run it. We'll wait on that one until this one sells. So let me pull a new vintage record. We'll pull something else out of here and run it for auction. And we'll make it a Talking Heads album. Talking Heads is more songs about building and food. More songs about building and food. This has got, well, first of all, the vinyl's VG, VG Plus, approximately. VG Plus. It is a 78 OG on Sire. We're going to start that for $20. $20. Back up to the top. We had Tango in the Night claimed. Colin Butler was first to Sly and the Family Stone. Colin Butler was first to that. Then Sly, or excuse me, then Steve, then Jeff. Thomas Bowman first on Heart. Cars, 45, 45, 45. Where do you enter your shipping? And that's only if you make a purchase. We'll give you a link to our website. Or if you're on Facebook, you can go message us on Facebook. But if you're on YouTube and you don't have a Facebook, let me know and I'll give you the link to our website. Talking Heads 2021, Cars 4647. Wheatfield Soul, the Guess Who, that's $24.99. Link Ray, Bull Shot. Link Ray, $19.99. That's near mint. The Who by Numbers, $19.99. Squeeze Box. Zamfir, featuring the hit single The Lonely Shepherd. That is sealed, $9.99. Firefall Undertow, sealed, $19.99. Chili Whack, Lights from the Valley, sealed, $19.99. Talking Heads 2021, Cars 4647. Jeff McMaster first on Link Ray, Scott second, Tony third, George fourth, Matt fifth. I'm going to do a quick read-through of everything left in that, and then I'm going to bring out a whole new crate. Brian's out on the Cars. David Cordell has that for 47. If you want prices, let me know. Talking Heads is at 22. John Fogerty. Somebody needs to grab Santana. It's still available. MTB, Marshall Tucker Band, Alan Parsons Project. One of the few Jimmy Buffett albums that have not sold in the last couple of weeks. That is still available. Madonna, Nazareth. That was a Greek pressing. A beautiful copy of an 72 Aretha Franklin. A beautiful copy of Sly and the Family Stone Stand. Why hasn't anybody bought that? Wishbone Ash. Clarence Carter still available. Uriah Heep. Here's something that's always an instant stellar. This is Chronicle. Their 20 greatest hits, $34.99. Seals and Croft is sealed. Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark. This has a magical song on it. This has Help Me on it. Man, that's incredible. ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 2. Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. I've never had one of those left behind. 20 original winners. Shindig is available. John Fogerty Centerfield. Foreigner's Greatest Hits. Foreigner's Greatest Hits. Jay Giles, the Doobie Brothers, is a top copy in shrink wrap. I know we have 3 every night, but if you want just a nice one, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Just go ahead and buy that one. The Guess Who, the Guess Who and the Who, Zamfir, Firefall, and Chili Whack, those last 2 are still sealed. Talking Heads 22, Talking Heads 24. The Madonna was a 12-inch single of Keep It Together, $24.99. The price on Aretha, I believe I had Aretha at $39.99. It's a 72 Richmond press. Beautiful cover, original Atlantic inner sleeve, and the vinyl, OG, near mint, incredible condition for that record, $39.99. Craig Johnson on JM. Well, before that, John Porter gets the CCR. John Porter's going to get the CCR Chronicle. Thank you. Then Michael Nath asked the price on Aretha. Then Craig Johnson wants JM. They figure out what JM was. JM. Joni Mitchell, as I recommended. Thank you, Craig. Jeff McMaster is going to get the Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. Thank you. I was starting to get dizzy. That is sold to Jeff McMaster. Talking Heads is at 30 with Paul Brothers. This is more songs about building and food. It is OG. It is a VG Plus copy. That's at $30. Michael Nath is going to get the Aretha Franklin. Thank you. I'm starting to get less dizzy. And Talking Heads is at 35 with Russell. The Cars is on its final call. David Cordell has that for 47. Final call. Chili Whack, Firefall, Zamfir, The Who, The Guess Who, The Doobies, Jay Giles, Foreigner, John Fogerty, Shindig, 20 original winners. Foreigner was $34.99, Paul. ABBA, Seals and Croft, Uriah, Clarence Carter, Wishbone Ash. Let's take a look at Sly. This is $49.99. It's a 69 Santa Maria press. Of course, it has this flip open cover. This is an OG pressing. They played at Woodstock. This is their peak right here. And look at this. These are usually VG Plus. $49.99. Paul's out on Talking Heads, but he's going to grab the Foreigner. I'm going to actually leave that like that. I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to put that back in the jacket. I'll prefer them like that so you don't have to touch the cover too many more times. Paul's going to get the Foreigner. That's records and where we at on our auctions. Let's go ahead and, whoop, what happened to Foreigner? Right here. That's sold to Paul Brothers. The Cars is sold to David Cordell for 47. Russell has Talking Heads for 35. I'm about to sell that to Russell for 35. We got a whole new crate coming. I couldn't convince anybody on Sly, but I got a whole new crate coming. Maybe I can convince you on something else. I'll go ahead and show you the one record I decided to keep. Y'all know I like Russell S. Okay, Russell S. Gotcha. Thank you for letting me know that because I never had seen your last name. Tanner does all the invoicing, so he gets to see everybody's real name, their last names, and where they live. Somebody the other night was like, yeah, I live in Oregon. And I was like, what? I thought you lived like right down the road. I'm keeping this. Look at this. It's got the spinning wheel, and you make me so very happy hype sticker on it. It looks like it was just open, too. I don't think it's ever hit the turntable. Maybe once. Blood, Sweat, and Tears' first album. I'm definitely keeping that. We had it marked $24.99, but I was like, man, I've got a perfect copy now, so. All right. Yep, David Cordell. I don't know if y'all could just heard my neck right then. Last new Creative Vintage, and then we're going to do a big recap, and that includes new vinyl too. And we'll be done about 11. Seth said thank you. Seth, I might have to buy you some food or something. Go buy you a milkshake. He's tagged for almost 3 hours straight. Let's give a hand to Seth. Just fantastic performance tonight. Russell S. gets talking. Let's go ahead and sell that. Russell S. gets Talking Heads for $35. I got another Cars album. This is one of the last new Japanese pressing for tonight. This is a gatefold Cars Heartbeat City. I forgot to bring your girlfriend her master's towels. So I'm going to have to go get those very quickly. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to bring Rachel's master's towels, so we're going to have to go get those. Or I'm going to have to go get them. All right, the Cars Heartbeat City. A little bit of discoloration. Looks like some discoloration around the edges. Other than that, though, man, it's the vinyl is perfect. The cover, near mint with Obi. $35 start. I got on the phone today. I've been on the phone since like 1 o'clock. This is why I have another cell phone. Somehow people still get my actual phone number. But this one has like 32 missed calls from the last 3 days. I don't know if I'll ever get called up. That's why we got to hire somebody. The Cars is a $35 start. New Creative Vintage. Jeff McMaster. Eric Burden, Winds of Change, $19.99. Eric Burden's Winds of Change, $19.99. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Could it be an OG? It looks very nice. $34.99, 4-digit. It's not an 1841 Broadway. It is a 4-digit, and that's super nice. $34.99, one of my favorite albums. It's just incredible. Elvis, The Sun Sessions, 1976 tan label, $39.99. Elvis, The Sun Sessions, in mono, tan label. You want that one, $39.99. Boy, this crate's incredible. Led Zeppelin 4, $44.99. Led Zeppelin 4, it's a specialty press, 5-digit, mint, $44.99. Beverly Hills Cop 2, $19.99. I'm still dizzy. And Journey Departure, $19.99. Journey Departure, original inner sleeve, beautiful. $19.99, Journey Departure. Pebbles, Volume 12, $19.99. Is the feed working or are y'all asleep on me? I don't have another comments since... Okay, there we go. It's working. John Lill on Journey. Todd was second. Colin first on Pebbles. John Lill first on Journey. Todd, you were second. Colin, you got Pebbles. I mean, just make sure you are awake. The Cars is a $35 start. Echo and the Bunnymen, Ocean Rain, $39. Echo and the Bunnymen, didn't know this was in here. $39.99, Ocean Rain in shrink wrap. Dan Olson wants the Led Zeppelin. Sell that to Dan Olson. The Jam, this is the Modern World. The Jam is $29.99. Russell S., you were second to Echo and the Bunnymen. Tony's at $35 on the Cars. Craig, you were second to Echo and the Bunnymen. Russell S. is first on the Jam. Russell S. is first on the Jam. Craig was second. Bob Dylan's, wow, not a lot of ring wear on this one, which is usually common. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, $39.99. What a nice copy. $39.99 for Dylan's Greatest Hits. Did I not pull Echo out? Hold on a second. Led Zeppelin went to Dan. Russell S. got Echo and the Bunnymen. I forgot to pull that. And then Craig was second. And then Russell S. was also first to the Jam. Then Sean, then Craig. Sorry, I forgot to pull that one. We do have a bid on the cars for $35. And the great hits of Frank. The great hits of Frank Sinatra, 1999. The great hits of Frank Sinatra, 1999. Paul is about to be here. Let me grab the key. And then we might have you run to the back. I'll keep everybody entertained for a second while we open the back door for him. And I'll let him open the gate. But that way he can just come through the back with the new records. Yeah, I'll let, I don't know, maybe he's listening in. I'll keep the key right here, but yeah, just go open the back door for him. And then he can come in and get the key. We got a shipment of records from Kentucky about to be delivered. Little Richard, 22 original hits. Well, he's even shirtless there. Little Richard is $19.99. Little Richard's $19.99. Weather Report's $14.99. That's called Procession. Weather Report $14.99. Kansas Monolith. Kansas is $19.99. Thick as a Brick is $19.99. Thick as a Brick is $19.99. And Joe Jackson Looks Sharp. Joe Jackson's $24.99. Joe Jackson Looks Sharp. Steve Botsford on the Weather Report. Steve Botsford on the Weather Report. Yeah, just text him. I was like, there's the key to the gate, and Seth can let you in through the back. Yeah, so you just put it right there. Okay, Steve Botsford got Weather Report. We have Johnny Hates Jazz. We had one the other night. Here's another one. $19.99. Johnny Hates Jazz. Shattered Dreams. Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. 14 Greatest Hits Picture Disc. Picture Disc. $29.99. 14 Greatest Hits. Michael Jackson. And Carla Bonoff, New World. Carla Bonoff's $12.99. Craig Weatherford first to Johnny Hates Jazz. Let's go ahead and sell the cars to Tony Caldwell for $35. Carla Bonoff and Frank Sinatra. The Greatest Hits, the early years. The Greatest Hits, the early years. That's $14.99. Jackie DeShannon, Put a Little Love in Your Heart. Contains Jackie's new hit single, Love Will Find a Way. And of course, the hit single, that's my favorite version of Put a Little Love in Your Heart. That's a sealed copy. Does have a clip corner, but it is sealed with hype. $19.99. Eddie Money. Eddie Money. This is self-titled Eddie Money. Very nice copy. Original inner sleeve. $19.99 for Eddie Money. I've never seen that. It says Wolfgang on the label. Eddie Money is $19.99. That is available, and it should sell very quickly. I've already laid it over there. No one's even claimed it yet. Hold on a second. Jackie DeShannon, Eddie Money. Gordon Lightfoot, Don Quixote. Gordon Lightfoot's $19.99. And the best of Spooky Tooth. I've never seen that before. The best of Spooky Tooth. $19.99. Best of Spooky Tooth. David Cordell first to Eddie Money. Rob Scheffler second. Michael Nath third. Warren Zevon, his self-titled debut album. $34.99. Warren Zevon, $34.99. That's his self-titled album. Yes, Fragile. Boy, look at the colors on this one. $19.99. It is a 5-digit reissue. Beautiful gatefold, though. Near mint on the vinyl. $19.99 on Yes, Fragile. Incredible stuff there. Joe Walsh, So What? $19.99. Tim Curry, Fearless. That's $14.99. Jeff Mallwitz first to Yes. Eric Storbeck was second. Warren Zevon, The Envoy. There's another one by Mr. WZ. That's The Envoy. It's also $34.99. Domino Theory, Weather Report. $29.99. The Domino Theory Weather Report. Brian C. first to Tim Curry. Jeff got Yes. Eric was second. The Who, It's Hard. This has the hit Eminence Front on it. Also Athena was a single from that album, $19.99. Joe Walsh, You Bought It, You Name It. That's $19.99. Ultravox. Haven't seen that one too many times. $22.99. Ultravox, self-titled. $22.99. The Best of Vanilla Fudge. $19.99. Gold stamp promo. That's pretty cool. The Best of Vanilla Fudge. Ultravox sold to Russell S. James Taylor. Sweet Baby James. That is a second pressing or a second label, maybe even a third label but it is near mint, $24.99. Steve Botsford first on the Vanilla Fudge Greatest Hits. Toto Hydra. We love Toto. $19.99 on Toto. The Thompson Twins. This one looks different. It's because it is a, what kind of pressing? $24.99? Philippines pressing. I could just tell by the cover and this. Just a little bit different. $24.99. And Taco After 8. Taco is $14.99 after 8. $14.99 on Taco After 8. That is $14.99. Taco, go back in your sleeve. There you go. Steppenwolf, the second album in shrink wrap. This is cool. Original label. That's possibly a first press. I mean, it's got the foil cover. That's the right label. Magic Carpet Ride, $29.99. Paul Simon's Greatest Hits, $19.99 for Paul Simon's Greatest Hits. Another just near mint record, $19.99. Craig Johnson gets the Steppenwolf. We have Supertramp. Well, I need to take up my whole arm to cover that up. Supertramp is $24.99. Incredibly stamped. Supertramp, $24.99. Kevin, you were second on Steppenwolf. Johnny Cash, Greatest Hits Volume 1. Columbia 2i, $24.99. John Leal, you were first to Supertramp. Scott, you were second. Johnny Cash, The Last Gunfighter Ballad. Another one I hadn't seen too many times. $24.99. OG 76 Terre Haute. This is beautiful. It's in shrink wrap. It looks like it was just opened. This is also near mint. And we've got Lady Love, Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday is $24.99. Billie Holiday, $24.99. The Elephant Man soundtrack. The Elephant Man soundtrack, $39.99. Music from the motion picture. That is near mint. Okay, so Supertramp went to John Leal. Scott Smith was second. Brian Miller put EMAC. I think he meant Johnny Cash. So Brian, if you're first, because he put JC later. Let me know if you want Last Gunfighter or Greatest Hits. Your pick on those. Keith Moyers was second. No, wait a minute. Brian Miller put EMAC, which may have been for, I'm not for sure. But we'll see what he says. And then Keith Moyer was first to Billie Holiday. Keith Moyers, BH for Billie Holiday. Russell S., you were second possibly on Cash. Then Brian put JC. Then Kelly. Then Jeff. Then Brian does want the Greatest Hits. So Brian Miller gets the Johnny Cash Greatest Hits. Jeffrey Johnson on the Elephant Man soundtrack. Jeffrey, have you bought from us before? Are you new? Let me know. Elephant Man is sold to you. Brian C. was second. And Ed Nelson warns Yvonne Envoy. That's sold to Ed Nelson. Okay, so continuing. And just so, if anybody was wanting this Johnny Cash, The Last Gunfighter Ballad, I don't think it was claimed, and it is available, $24.99. My dad is Jeff Johnson. Put it on his invoice. Okay, so put down the Elephant Man as Jeff Johnson. La Bamba soundtrack, $19.99. La Bamba soundtrack, $19.99. And Classics 4, Spooky, $14.99. Classics 4, Spooky, $14.99. The last record of this bin is $34.99. It's Walt Disney's Uncle Remus. Which one now? Brian Miller got the Johnny Cash Greatest Hits. That's in shrink wrap. Yeah. Yeah. La Bamba sold to John Duran. Uncle Remus is sold to Kenny Heathcock. All righty. So let's do a quick recap of that bin. We have the following still left in this crate. We have Winds. That's an original studio album from Eric Burdon and the Animals. Winds Have Changed. $19.99. Boy, somebody needs to get this. If you are watching right now, by the way, it has the original lyric inner sleeve, or it's actually an insert. If you're watching right now and you don't have this in your collection, if you've never listened to it, I can change your life right now for $34.99. Surely everybody's at least knows what this is. And if you don't, I can change your life for $34.99. Elvis' Sun Sessions. Here's another surprise. 7610 label. This is a desirable pressing because it's the Sun Sessions and they're in mono. It's the original mono. This is near mint. $39.99. Beverly Hills Cop 2 is still available. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. The Great Hits of Frank Sinatra, Little Richard, Kansas. Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick is still available. We hadn't seen that one in a while. $19.99. The Michael Jackson Picture Disc. Joe Jackson Looks Sharp. We've also got Carla Bonoff, another Sinatra Hits comp. Jackie DeShannon Was Sealed. Gordon Lightfoot, The Best of Spooky Tooth, which I'd never seen. Warren Zevon's self-titled debut. Joe Walsh, Weather Report. The Who, Joe Walsh again. Fire and Rain, Country Road, that's James Taylor, still available. Toto, Thompson Twins. Taco, Paul Simon's Hits, incredible. Not an easy Johnny Cash album to get. And Classics 4, Spooky. Russell S. wants JT. That's Johnny. No, that was James Taylor. Thank you. I was starting to worry about the future of Earth. That's so to Russell S. Now I just need to get somebody to buy Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, one of the best compositions of all time. I've played it to a couple people, a couple of my friends for the first time. Me and Tanner was on a road trip buying records. I played him Sweet Judy Blue Eyes for the first time. I think I blew his mind. I give Seth a lot of song suggestions too, but he won't ever compliment them. He just secretly goes and loves them. No, not happening. Paul Simon is 1990. Seth won't admit when I send him a song that he likes. He'll just get real quiet and not say anything. It's not false. All right. Let's see here. Let me do some... All right. We have finally reached the point where I've got to do some condensing, okay? Let me do some condensing. Give me a second. Let me figure out where everything is. That was the crate before last. There's that. Let me do some condensing. So just bear with me for a second. Bear with me. I'm doing a little bit of crate. Boy, we got a lot of empty crates. All righty. All right, we're going to do a quick recap. I have shown everything once. If you refuse to sit through the recap, you're going to miss out because there's some great stuff still available. I'll get caught up on comments. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 empty crates. Wow. And hopefully I can thin out another one here in just a second. Paul Simon was $19.99. Which Madonna? I didn't think there was a Madonna in here. Was there a Madonna in here? Madonna? I don't think there was a Madonna in here. Next comment was Michael McDowell's going to take the CSN. Thank you, Michael. And John Miller wants the Best of Spooky Tooth. And Spooky Tooth was $19.99. Yes. Show the Thompson Twins. Thompson Twins, the hit songs are Don't Mess with the Dr. Dream, Lay Your Hands on Me, Revolution, and King for a Day. Okay, I'll go through the back half of that crate in just a second. But you'll have to give me a second. And we'll start. Man, I think we had, I don't know how many crates of new vinyl we started with. But this is all that's left. I think 6 crates of new vinyl is going to end up fitting in one. And hopefully we can thin it out. We got a ton of waiting list too. I'll have to go back through the first part of the show. Tanner's going to rewatch it. When I first went live, nobody was here but me. I was selling records and just we're going to rewatch it and double check everything. Is there a Glenn Fry? Yeah, there was a Glenn Fry No Fun Allowed. So here, the 8 or 7 crates of new vinyl we have left, or had. Here's what's left. Quick run through on these. We have Death Wish Blues, Samantha Fish and Jesse Dayton. Limited edition, clear with black, orange swirls. Those are $29.99. Dave Matthews Band, $33.99. That's a new release. Walk Around the Moon. There was a pre-order for this. Clear vinyl. One left, $33.99. New Dave Matthews Band. We got a restock of Morgan Wallen. If I Know Me. I got 4 of those left, $29.99. Last copy, unless somebody wants to take mine, because this is the one I was going to keep. But Soundgarden A-Sides is $38.99. Ron, the price on Glenn Fry was I can find that for you. It was $19.99 though, and I don't mind selling you my copy. Black Sabbath is a 2012 remaster, $33.99. Black Sabbath, $33.99. That is new and sealed, gatefold. That came back into stock this week. I've got 1 copy left of Weird, the Al Yankovic story. That's 2 LP, pink vinyl, 46 tracks. 46 tracks. That's a lot. 44, I'm sure some of them are like 23 seconds or something, or dialogue or something of like that. Dan Olson gets the Soundgarden. That's so to Dan Olson. Def Leppard, Drastic Symphonies with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. I've got 3 copies left, $49.99. Huge pre-order on that. That's the last 3 copies. The new Ghost, tan vinyl. Here's what I have left on Ghost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. New and sealed. New Ghost, Pantomime, $26.99. Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits, $29.99. Sly and the Family Stone, There's a Riot Going On, $31.99. Jethro Tull, clear vinyl with booklet, $38.99. Weird Al is $44.99, pink vinyl. We pre-sold about 15, and I think I sold another 5 live tonight. Last copy of Winger Pull, $44.99. There's a big pre-order on this. I wasn't too familiar with it. Power Mad, Absolute Power, limited to 1,000 on silver vinyl, $38.99. Dan Olson also wants one of the new Def Leppards. He got a Soundgarden and a Def Leppard. The Doors, self-titled from Analog Productions, 45 RPM, $69.99. Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains, this is Degradation Trip, his solo album, $44.99. Last copy of Random Access Memories, that's the new Daft Punk 10th Anniversary Edition, $54.99. Green Day Dookie, $29.99. Operation Ivy Energy, $28.99. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, $28.99. De La Soul, Boo Loon Mind State, $34.99. The Notorious B.I.G. Greatest Hits, $36.99. Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory, $41.99. And Overkill Scorched, Gold Vinyl, $44.99. New album. Dan Olson also wants Operation Ivy. Now, I'm going to do a recap of this bin of vintage that we have right here. This is some of the first stuff I showed tonight. Some of it I can't believe has not sold. It probably will right now. Let's go ahead and go through these. We have the Doobie Brothers Stampede, $14.99 for the Doobie Brothers Stampede, $14.99. Joe Walsh, Got Any Gum? That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. Here's a surprise, Duke Genesis, $19.99. Original Atlantic Inner Sleeve, that's $19.99. Thomas Dolby, The Flat Earth, that's $19.99. Thomas Dolby. Robin Trower, In City Dreams, in shrink wrap, $19.99. John Leal gets the Genesis. There's one that I can't believe didn't sold. That's now sold. Ronnie Spector, Unfinished Business, $19.99. Eric, you were second on Duke Genesis. Jason was celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday, Jason. I try to pay attention if I'm friends with you on Facebook whose birthdays it is, but sometimes I can't. But happy birthday. Naked Eyes. Now you need to buy some records. Naked Eyes is $19.99. Fuel for the Fire, $19.99. Bruce Springsteen, really nice copy. By the way, if there's anything in here, most of this is from that second Wisconsin, which is all really, really nice. Also, The Carpenters is still available. That was $14.99. The Carpenters single, $69 to $73. Here's a really cool comp that's still available. The British Invasion, History British Rock, Volume 4, 19. Has Shapes of Things by the Yardbirds. Stop, Stop, Stop by the Hollies. Keep on Running, Spencer Davis Band. A Well-Respected Man, Kinks. Great British. Also has Steve Winwood with Spencer Davis Group. Give Me Some Lovin'. Payback with Interest, the Hollies. That's a great comp. John Leal wants BS. That's Bruce Springsteen. Laverne Baker sings Bessie Smith, Gold Stamp promo. That is $24.99. Laverne Baker sings Bessie Smith. John Mellencamp, The Lonesome Jubilee, $19.99 on that. Hall & Oates H2O, that's in shrink wrap, $19.99. Michael Nath offered $20 for Laverne Baker. Go ahead and sell that to Michael Nath for $20. John Leal wants the John Cougar Mellencamp, and Craig Johnson wants Hall & Oates, and Kelly Gabney wants the Carpenters. Those are all sold. Mr. Go Now is $34.99. And Perception, the Art Farmer Quartet, here's a surprise. It's a Cadet 60s reissue. That is $24.99. Art Farmer. Did I say EX? No condition notes. No condition notes at all. Seth said, I got to slow down. So let me make sure all these get tagged properly. I'll wait till when you're ready. Or Steph's got stuttering speech right now. You're good? Okay. Seth says he's perfect, okay? He doesn't need any help. Everything's under control. All right. Dire Straits, Making Movies, $29.99. Sometimes we start selling too fast. We got to kick it back a gear. James Taylor's Greatest Hits, $34.99. Something in the Way She Moves. Fire and Rain, Carolina in My Mind. Sweet Baby James. Boy, this is walking. How sweet it is. Shower of the People. Mexico. Hank, here's one of the Hanks that did not sell tonight. Wandering Around. That's probably an early 60s press. $24.99. Hank Williams, Wandering Around. JT sold to Michael Nath. Great to see. Can't go wrong with James Taylor, especially the Greatest Hits album. Here's a surprise. Townes Van Zandt, Flying Shoes. $59.99 in shrink wrap, mint. Townes Van Zandt in shrink wrap, mint. Tanya Tucker, Strong Enough to Bend. That's EX, $12.99. Covers in shrink wrap. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. That's Trilogy in shrink wrap. VG, $9.99. Jimmy Buffett, Son of a Sailor. That's VG Plus, $14.99. VG Plus, $14.99. Has that got Cheeseburger in Paradise on it? It does. Cheeseburger in Paradise. Ed Nelson gets Townes Van Zandt. Thank you. I have confidence in the world now. And Craig Johnson gets the Jimmy Buffett, JB. Brandon Lack wants TT. That's for Tanya Tucker. Sell that to Brandon Lack. Eric Fisher, you were second on Jimmy Buffet. Hits of Les and Mary. That's VG, $9.99. Hits of Les Paul and Mary Ford. Early Capital Star Line. What is that? 1960, 59, somewhere in there. VG, $9.99. Jay Giles, Monkey Island, has a radio station promo where it was a giveaway album. Does have some writing. Or maybe that says, is that a name or Swingin'? I'm not for sure. EX, $17.99. Jay Giles. Alarm, Strength. Alarm is EX, $22.99. Dire Straits. This could be said as a surprise. Their first album. EX, $32.99. EX, $32.99 on Dire Straits, self-titled. Craig offered $18 on the Alarm. Go ahead and sell that to Craig for $18. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Allies. EX, $19.99. EX on that one. Not too far from being near mint. The only Fix album left behind, Shuttered Room. Shuttered Room is VG Plus, $17.99. Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Goodbye Cruel World, $24.99 on Elvis Costello. The Association Birthday, that's $14.99. Kind of a psychedelic cover. Arguably kind of psychedelic type music. Psychedelic pop more so. Boy, Wham! Make It Big. A U.S. pressing. Shrink wrap and hype sticker. $39.99. Looks unplayed. Looks unplayed. $39.99 on Wham! Make It Big. Billy Joel in shrink wrap. The Piano Man. $19.99. Beautiful. Roger Ramjet on Wham! That's sold to Roger. George Benson, Living Inside Your Love. George Benson is $16.99. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, Motel Shot. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, that's $24.99. Bob Dylan is $34.99. New Morning, that's in shrink wrap. And Jeff Beck, Beckola. Vocals, The Extraordinaire Rod Stewart. Why isn't this sold? $19.99. Jeff Beck, Beckola, Yellow Epic label, $19.99. The Savage Rose Refuge, that is $19.99. John Lill gets Jeff Beck. Thank you. Argent, a very nice copy. This has their hit Hold Your Head Up. That's $19.99. Argent, gatefold. Pozo Seiko Singer, or actually this is called just Pozo Seiko. I don't think I've actually seen this one. Shades of Time. It's a Columbia 2i. That's Don Williams on vocals. $19.99. The Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, $14.99. Glenn Fry. Here's the Glenn Fry somebody mentioned earlier. No Fun Allowed, $19.99. Glenn Fry, No Fun Allowed. Olivia Newton-John's Greatest Hits Volume 2, $9.99. Rod Stewart is self-titled, Gold Stamp Promo and Hype Sticker, $14.99 on Rod Stewart. Jethro Tull, War Child, Bungle in the Jungle, Original Inner Sleeve, $19.99. Jethro Tull. A surprise. This is the Best of Jay Giles flashback. That is sealed, $29.99. And this has Love Stinks, Freeze Frame, Centerfold. That is $29.99. It is sealed. You can open that up and not feel bad about it and listen to it. Dr. Hook Live, $14.99 for Dr. Hook Live. The Cars, Door to Door, $34.99. The Doors, Alive She Cried, $34.99. And Live Thorogood, George Thorogood, $19.99. Sell Ron Stoltz, the Glenn Fry, for $17. Ron Stoltz gets Glenn Fry for $17. Best offer, best price on Dire Straits. 32. I'll do 28 on it. I'll do 28 on that Russell S. And John Lill says he'll do 25 for the Sealed J. Giles. I'll go ahead and sell it to you. Sell that to John Lill for 25. We're going to sell Stephen Olivia for 8. And maybe Russell's okay with 28 on Dire. But that's up to him. Did I miss the Japanese? Yeah, all the Japanese from the Hot Picture is gone. Actually, a whole shipment of Japanese is gone. Actually, a whole shipment of Japanese is gone. That's cool. He said, okay on Dire Straits. 28 on that. 28 on that. Anybody else? That was like 3 crates left, and there's some stuff in here I'm still surprised hadn't sold. George Thorogood, The Doors, The Cars, Dr. Hook, Jethro Tull, Rod Stewart, Doobies, Pozo, Argent, Savage, Dylan, Delaney and Bonnie, Benson, Joel, Association, Costello, The Fix, CSN, Giles, Les Paul, ELP, Hank Sr., Dire Straits, Art Farmer, Mr. British Invasion Comp, Naked Eyes, Ronnie Spector, Robin Trower, and Shrink Wrap, Thomas Dolby, Joe Walsh, and the Doobie Brothers. All righty. So the last crate is just simply the most recent stuff we've shown. One more quick run through on these. I may just read titles. Brittany, I think I've got 14 on the Dr. Hook. How about 12? How about 12? Try to keep a lot of this to around 10% off on new arrivals. Surprised no one grabbed that initially. But I'll do 12 on that if you want it. And then 28 for Making Movies. Russell, I'll go ahead and sell that to you as well. That was a really nice copy of that album. But now it's going home to you. So let's sell Dr. Hook to Russell S. for 28. And we'll sell Brittany Bragg got Dr. Hook for 12. Russell S. got Dire Straits for 28. Richard Group offered 15 for Stampede and Joe Walsh. Those were the first 2 records in the crate, right? Rich Group, 15 and 15 on the, or no, 30 for both. That would be, 15. Well, this one's 19. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. So sell those both for 30 to Rich Group. All right. So, I'm just going to read titles in here because this is the last 2 crates we went through before I started the recap. So if you've been on, these are very recent to you. And I'm just going to do a quick recap. Scott Snee offered. Don't be afraid to make offers on a few of these. I'm being negotiable. If you stuck around this long with us, we've went kind of nonstop, did nothing but new stuff. And here's the last recap of this. The Fix is at, that's sold to Scott for $15. We've got John, if you want prices, let me know. John Fogerty, Marshall Tucker, Alan Parsons, Jimmy Buffett, Madonna, Nazareth, Wishbone Ash, Clarence Carter, Uriah Heep, Seals and Croft, ABBA, 20 original winners, Shindig, John Fogerty, Jay Giles, the Doobie Brothers, Guess Who, The Who, Zamfir, Firefall, Chili Whack, Sly, Eric Burden, Elvis, Beverly Hills, Dylan, Sinatra, Little Richard, Kansas, Jethro Tull, Michael Jackson, Joe Jackson, Carla Bonoff, Frank Sinatra, Gordon Lightfoot, Jackie DeShannon, Warren Zevon, Joe Walsh. Actually, I pulled the wrong Joe Walsh for Richard. Let me swap those out. He wants So What. I'm glad you caught that. So those were still the same thing, though, $30. Let's see here. I got those right. Male, I can't do 35 on Sly. I would have to have 45, but I will sell you Warren Zevon for 30. I'll have to have 45 for Sly, though. John Porter offered 15 for Eric. That was Eric Burden and the Animals. Let me find that. Eric Burden, and he said 45 on Sly. Okay, great decision. Let me just start back from the back here. Let's see. John Fogerty. Surprise is still available. Santana. Evil Ways is on here. Soul Sacrifice. It's a second label, but it's near mint, $24.99. Let's see here. Clarence, Uriah. Let me figure out where these are at, because it looks like Sly and Warren are both sold. Sly is going to be sold along with Warren Zevon, 30 to Mel Webster and 45 to Mel Webster. Those are beautiful copies. Now we're looking for John Porter's Eric Burden the Animals. There that is for 15. The Who album, we have The Who by Numbers, and we have It's Hard. I know both of those are somewhere in here tonight. We have Russell said 30 for, I don't think we had that much on it originally. Let me see here. Joe Jackson looks sharp. Let's see, Jeff Malwitz. JL, that has to be Gordon Lightfoot for 15. We'll go ahead and pull that for Jeff. And Joe Jackson. Russell, I've got that marked $24.99. So let me know if you want it for $24.99, or let me know if your offer was a miscue. So as I was reading through those, I think I got the Michael Jackson, because I had Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson, Carla Bonoff, Frank Sinatra, Jackie DeShannon was sealed. Weather Report, Domino Theory. There's another Who, It's Hard. Back-to-back Joe Walsh, Toto, Taco, Paul Simon's Greatest Hits, Johnny Cash, Classics 4, and the Thompson Twins, Here's to Future Days. Russell said he's good with Joe Jackson for sticker at $24.99. Paul Bill said JC20. JC, that could be for Johnny Cash, unless there's any other JCs in here. Was that for Johnny Cash, Paul, if sold? If so, that's sold to you. It is. Okay, sell that to Paul for 20. All right. No part. It's already 11. I figured we'd go from 11. I figured we'd be a 4-hour stream to get through all this tonight. So by the time I say goodnight, it's going to be 11. I'm extremely hungry. I've only had like a little tiny Subway sandwich. And I've been talking for 4 hours nonstop. I'm ready for some food. This is Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, 14 Greatest Hits. It's a picture disc. I Want You Back. ABC, I'll Be There. Dancing Machine. Going Back to Memphis. That is, or Come Back to Memphis. Is that on here? I thought I just saw that. Going Back, I thought Going Back to Indiana's on here. I think it's on one of them. It's not on this one, though. Maybe I should be more careful. I'm reading off tracks. I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save, I'll Be There, Mama's Pearl, Never Can Say Goodbye, Maybe Tomorrow, Looking Through the Windows, Dancing Machine, there it is, Got to Be There, Rockin' Robin, I Want to Be Where You Are Been in One Day in Your Life. That is $29.99. We're also going to go ahead and sell Paul Simon and Mel Webster for $15. Do you have the Love Real to Real album? Possibly. If you're interested, let me know. It could be in one of these crates. So everything from the last shows are kind of right here by the front door. I really don't know what we have left. There's Jimmy Castor, somebody asked about earlier. But I'm about to put them all in bins in the back. John Porter. The Yes album has not arrived yet. Now, this is Thursday. We'll get more new vinyl in tomorrow. So tomorrow will be our last deliveries of new vinyl, but I don't know if Yes has shipped yet or not. John, I will sell you the Michael Jackson 5 picture disc for $25. That's sold to you. Okay. Anybody else? Thanks for tuning in. We've had an amazing show. I don't know. It may be close to a record in what we've sold in the last several weeks. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 crates of sold records. That's a lot. We usually do like, I don't know, sometimes we do 4. I'm talking about packed crates. Sometimes 4, sometimes we do 7. One night we did like 17. That's when all the warrant cherry pies come in. That's a lot. So we'll be back again tomorrow. John and Paul will be pricing new stuff. We just got a new shipment in. He just unboxed them or just unloaded them out of his car. I'm kind of curious to what's back there. I'll look through those later tonight. I've got a shipping room to set up. We got our construction is almost done here in the store, and I guess that's it for tonight. We'll have all new arrivals tomorrow. New vintage, new vinyl, new Japanese stuff. We'll do the same thing again tonight. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. If you have any questions, if you need anything, send us a message. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock Central Time. See you.